Hello, everyone. I just wanted to address some comments that I made on my show the other night that have become fodder for social media. Karen Reed's team is not distancing themselves from me, and I'm sure I'll be able to sit down with them and have a recorded discussion with them eventually. The only reason I even brought that up on my show was because people kept asking when I was going to have them on, in light of Bob Alessi and David Unetti's appearances on other channels. I've always been straightforward about what's going on, so I answered the question truthfully. This has been perceived as me being bitter, but the truth is I was just answering a question that a lot of people were asking. Let me be very clear though. Karen Reed and her team don't owe me anything. I didn't do this for accolades and thank yous or money. I did this because I love doing investigative journalism, and I've been doing this sort of work for 11 years now. I love digging into stories and reporting what the rest of the media isn't. I love uncovering corruption, exposing people who behave badly, and helping innocent people. It's a very satisfying line of work, and I'm lucky and blessed to be able to do it for a living. I wrote about the Karen Reed story because it was a story that wasn't being properly told by the media. I was shocked on April 17th, 2023, when I read all of the court filings and spent hours doing a deep dive. I published part 1 of the Canton cover-up series at 3:30 a.m. on April 18th, 2023, and I've never looked back. So, good evening, everybody. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. My name's Aidan Kearney. I'm the founder of Turtleboy Daily News, and I'm the communists' worst nightmare because I have not only defeated cancel culture, I've weaponized it against them, and I've completely taken that power away from them, the one power they have, the power to shut you up. First of all, I just want to say it's great to be in Lexington. This is one of my favorite towns to come to in Massachusetts, even though it's ironically controlled by communists today. But it is the birthplace of the first anti-cancel culture movement. And that is when a bunch of regular guys in a tavern didn't want to be canceled by the most powerful empire that ever existed in the history of mankind, the British Empire. And the British wanted to cancel them by taking away their liberty, their independence, their farms, their pigs, their family, and their guns. And they simply wouldn't have it anymore. Now, it would have been a lot easier for people back then, the people of Lexington, to just say, you know what, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna live my life. I can survive without my pigs. I don't really need a gun. I don't really need to say these things. I'd like to read this pamphlet called Common Sense by Thomas Paine, but that's dangerous literature, and I really, is it really worth it? Do I want to die for this? And a bunch of young men said, yes, I do want to die. And the women of Lexington said, go off and fight. Well, we care for your homes, and you do your part because we're part of something bigger here. Because it's easy to give in to cancel culture. It's easy to give in and say, you know what? I don't want to lose my job over this. I don't want to lose my business over this. Maybe I won't say that thing. Maybe I won't share this opinion about the climax, as we have to call it, unfortunately, because if we say the V word on YouTube, they'll take that away from us too. If you have the wrong opinions on any of that stuff, they'll try to silence you. And they'll create monopolies. Yeah, just shut up and drink the British tea. You don't need Dutch tea. What do you want to drink Dutch tea for? Just shut up and drink our monopolistic British tea over here, and you'll like it, and you'll.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Do the Transparency. Let's go Monday night.
What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? We just got to Newton, Massachusetts. Beautiful day outside.
We sure did. You guys, on April 14th, 2023, this would just be a couple days before Aidan drops his YouTube first episode on the Karen Reed case. April 14th, 2023. I'm going to take us back to April 14th, 2023. Now, Aidan had posted on Facebook that he was going to cover the Karen Reed case, and that he made a little blurb on Facebook talking about the fact that I think there's corruption or something to that effect. On April 17th, April 18th, he'd write a blog. Okay. But right before that, here we go. Take a look.
Throttle, craziest bitch in the whole town, honorary captain of Team Lockdown. She got a potty mouth and it ain't pretty. How'd this bitch get on the school committee? Passed out halfway through the Zoom call. Bitch have a soda, not green alcohol. Local newspaper sure did protect her, but couldn't get by my bullshit detector.
That was awesome. You nailed it.
Boom! Charlie Baker likes to do a photo op. Uncle Turtleboy can't get to the barbershop. Goes to kiss his boy's ass out in Braintree. This motherfucker don't even make PPE. Lion CEO Timothy O'Keefe makes love to his wife and he the one that queef. Media complicit because no one inquired about the 100 people that this piece of shit fired. Karen's out here, love to take orders. Now this crazy bitch wants to close the state borders. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. If you a grown woman who's into cosplay, when I wear the mask, I think I'm gonna hurl. Suck the dick and shut the fuck up, that girl. Bitch, you think the numbers are gonna skyrocket? If we don't build a wall next to wound socket, coronavirus gonna be here for decades. If they give us something, it's gonna be AIDS.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This was 2020. My bad. I'm sorry. Give him a little ring a ding ding. Aidan Kearney, fresh out of Massachusetts. Again, that was in May of 2020. What? Okay. Well, taking us now to April 14th, 2023. Sorry about that. Just had to have a little fun there with you guys. Shake it up, guys. My birthday's in 2 days. Come on, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucking hits. Oh, here we go. All right. Again, we have
should be required like the MCAS.
Yeah.
Mandatory drag shows. It's not enough to be optional. They must be mandatory. They must be mandatory. What was that? Excuse me? What? What? You know, wait, do you not like drag shows? Wait, do you not like drag shows? Please don't touch me, ma'am. Or sir, I don't want to misgender you. I apologize. What's wrong with my behavior? What's wrong with my behavior, miss? Or sir, what's wrong with my behavior?
He's here for the likes.
Sir? No? Okay. My behavior is wrong because I love drag shows, especially in school.
Speakers aren't speaking.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just going to do whatever I want. But thank you. I love it. The only thing I don't like about the drag shows in school is that it's optional. It should be mandatory to graduate. Mandatory. Drag shows are a human right. Excuse you. There's children around.
Getting fired from your job as a teacher for misconduct of the class.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, we got Antifa's in the house. Why don't you show your face? Come on. Why don't you show your face? Is it hot? Did either of you guys go to the prom? I'm guessing you didn't. Let me guess. Who didn't go to the prom? What's your name, sir? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name, sir? What's your name? Do you have a name? What's your name, miss?
I feel like I should probably tell you that in Massachusetts, once you're engaged in a conversation, it's a two-party consent state.
Yes, it is.
So what you're doing is illegal.
Oh, then you better call the cops.
boom. Holy shit. I mean, maybe I should tell you this. I mean, literally on April 14th, 2023, this was a premiere. Turtleboy premiered this on his channel. And I'm over here like, wait, what? This girl just totally tells him what's up. Like, you cannot do what you're doing. It's illegal. In Massachusetts, once you start to engage in a conversation, it's a two-party consent. Okay? Like 2 parties. Boom. All right? Jesus. He knows.
Better call the cops. We got another wiretapping charge here, folks. Another wiretapping expert. Never heard that one before. Never heard that one before. Never heard that one before.
Good job, Turtle. Good job.
I love it. This is so sane. There's nothing wrong with this. It's beautiful. Yeah, we're never going back. We're never going back. Drag shows forever in schools. Mandatory like the MCAS. It should be required. Oh, we're going to do one of these. We're doing one of these. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I like that sign. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. You're encroaching on my territory, sir. Then don't put your sign in front of my face like that, and we won't have to do that, sir. We will all get along, won't we? We will all get along, won't we?
Why don't we take
We will all get along. Yes, we will. Excuse me. Why do I need to back up? I'll put it wherever I want. Don't touch it. Do not fucking touch me. Do not touch me. You're not going to touch me. Yeah, well, tell him to keep your hands off of me. I'm not touching you. This man just assaulted me.
I know that man.
Well, he just touched me. He touched me. Well, then tell this man to keep his hands off of me. It wasn't until this violent man assaulted me. Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You touching me again? Dare you to do it again. I dare you to do it again. Oh, I dare you, son. I dare you. What? Are you okay?
You are shaking.
Are you okay? Drag queens should be mandatory.
What an absolute fucking mess of a human. Okay. Hey. What a mess, right? What a mess. All right. So we're going to fast forward a little bit here to now we're going to go again, just a complete absolute, like, Jesus. So that gets posted. It's a 54-minute video. So if there was anything that the Reed team would be looking at, okay, hey, let's see like what he just was like, what he is up to. Okay, well, that's the video that was posted on April 14th, 2023. A guy making stuff up about being touched. Okay, he was not touched. He was not assaulted. All right. Yeah, awesome. So, now, right after he was arrested, he went to a standout, and it was, let's see, October 22nd, and it was in his hometown where he's from. Okay. And so here is, there we go. Now, this is October 22nd, 2023. So this would have been like 10 days after he.
Shit. Season's back on, but not really. Okay. Number 3 is. Let's go.
Okay, here
You'll
we go.
never stop us from pursuing justice for Karen Reed. You tried your best. You thought you could lock me up. You could parade me around for the cameras. It didn't work. Let's go.
Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed!
Take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 people. That's what I counted. You guys can count back, but here you go. This is Turtleboy at a standout.
Here we go.
October of 2023. He was just arrested at October 11th. This is 10 days later.
Here If you want to come, I'll be here for a little while longer. But again, or just drive through and fucking honk. It does the same. Yes! 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 Let's go! I know you're watching it, scumbags of Canton. I know you're watching this. You'll never shut us up. You'll never shut us up. You'll never stop us from pursuing justice for Karen Reed. You tried your best. You thought you could lock me up. You could parade me around for the cameras. It didn't work. Let's go.
Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed!
Yes. Come on through. Let's go. Honk it out. I want to hear the horns honking. I can't even go live from YouTube right now because I can't get on my phone. Because they tried shutting me down, but they'll never shut us up, ever. Ever. Let's go. Tick, tick, boom is right. Yes, let's go. Free Karen Reed. Yes, yes. Free Karen Reed. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Justice for John and Karen. We're going to get it. Out here in Central Mass, we can't too. Let's go. Let's go. Beep, beep. I'm telling you, man, we got other protests going on the Neponset Street exit, the Norwood Canton one. I believe there's another one going on today. They're freaking all over the place, man. Please never stop doing this shit. They tried to shut us up, and all it's done is accelerated. They thought that they could put me in handcuffs, put a bunch of bogus crime charges on me, and they thought that would shut you people up. But it didn't work. We're never going to shut up. We're never going to stop. You can't arrest us all. You can try. It ain't going to work. You're never going to shut us up. You understand that, Michael Morrissey? You mean shit to me. Bukaki, you want to get an order too, Bukaki? Do you need protection? Do you need protection? You scumbag. You scumbag. Bukaki, you loser. Let's go.
The only thing is that nobody got arrested other than Aidan Kearney. Okay? Nobody. He's the only one that got arrested. And so I've been on an investigative mission to figure out, did he get arrested because of he was framed, as he says? He was because he I'm actually going to let him say his own words. He could tell you what he thinks took place here. But I just want to know, freedom of speech is that you can just get like what I'm doing right here and say however you think and feel. Okay. You can go out somewhere and you can say whatever you think and feel, but you're not allowed to harass witnesses in a murder case. You're not allowed to picket them at their houses. You're not allowed to intimidate them. Okay.
Oh, the turtle wants you to kiss her. Again, that wasn't me. I didn't say it. I know you guys. Some of you guys need orders against me. I apologize. I mean you no harm. I come in peace. We just don't like it when you frame innocent women for murder. We don't like that shit. We don't like it. Let's go. If you're coming through Kelly Square, park it up for Karen Reed. Let's go. Here they come. Justice for John and Karen. We're gonna get it, baby. Woo! There they are. Let's go. There they are. Dangerous intersection. It's like fucking crazy here. Oh my God. This was actually more dangerous before. It was a complete clusterfuck.
Yeah, this is way easier. They got light.
Oh. There they go. Here we go, baby. Justice for John and Karen. Let's go. Let's go. So what's the score in the Patriots game? What? Oh, Pats are up 22-17. How much time is left? 22. Did they miss an extra point? Oh, they must have gone for 2, right? To try to. Okay, so the Bills.
All right. So, okay. Yep. There you go. Next. Now, back, I'm going to play a little something for you. Alan Jackson went on, I kind of want to go in a certain order here. So I'm going to go back to something. I call it the hostage video. Hostage video. And let's see. It was his apology. The Turtleboy live addressing comments I made on my show. Okay. And this is
because the facts and the evidence were shocking. Like many of you, I have had no idea that our institutions could partake in something so transparently evil. My reporting and activism is not the reason Karen Reed is free. Dr. LaPosada, Dr. Rentschler, Dr. Russell, Dr. Wolf, Dr. Scortibello, Lucky Lochran, and Nicholas Barros are the people most responsible for her freedom. It was their truthful testimony that caused the jury to realize that John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car, and therefore Karen Reed did not kill him. You could argue that Hank Brennan, Yuri Buchanan, Judd Welcher, Kerry Roberts, Jennifer McCabe, and Kelly Deaver contributed to her acquittal more than anyone because of the way they behaved in front of the jury that proved that the Commonwealth wasn't being honest. Karen Reed is free because of her own investigating and the fine investigative work done by her lawyers and private investigator. That's not to say that I don't think I played a part in it. I certainly did, and my reporting supplemented theirs. I wasn't just annoying Chris Albert outside of his pizza shop.
I wasn't just annoying Chris. He comes and he admits it. I wasn't just doing that. I was doing other things, but he says that I was doing that. I mean, I just can't.
Public records requests, speaking with other witnesses, and passing this information on to the defense when it was useful. I found things in my own investigation and gave that information to Karen and her team prior to publication. I reported that Jennifer McCabe was parked outside the Proctor's house on September 25th, 2023, which...
And he just comes out to admit that, yeah, and I was running license plates to do it.
Proved for the first time that there was a personal relationship between the two families. This information was used in court filings, and the two families could no longer lie in court about that. More than anything, my journalism and activism raised public awareness, and without that, none of this was possible. Not only did the crowds outside the courthouse lift Karen Reed's spirits, they also gave her the financial ability to properly defend herself. The Legal Defense Fund was an idea I suggested for Karen Reed, and I was one of the first people to fundraise for it on one of my earlier shows in May of 2023. We ended up raising over $1.1 million, which paid for the defense to fly, feed, and lodge all of these experts time and time again for pretrial hearings. The experts are the reason the jury acquitted Karen Reed, and every single person who donated to the Legal Defense Fund helped make that possible. There's no denying that the story has helped me professionally. Although I made a fine living with Turtleboy before the Karen Reed story, I've made a lot more money since writing about it, and my social media reach and online profile have grown exponentially as a result. But I never would have had the opportunity to do this if the Commonwealth didn't frame an innocent woman for murder. If they had dropped the charges after part 1 of the Canton cover-up series, then this story would have been a one and done, and most of you never would have heard about it. Instead, they decided to continue to frame Karen Reed.
Okay, right there. So Karen Reed was acquitted. So if this was going to be a one and done, because if they would have just done the right thing and not have pursued it anymore, right? It would have been a one and done. They continued on, and so I continued to write blogs. I continued to do YouTube videos, right? Well, Karen Reed was acquitted. What happened? What happened? Just like what happened in the Karen Reed case, when Karen Reed did not provide Turtleboy with content, Turtleboy had to make content. And the people that he aligned with have to make content. And what they do now is how they do that. This video was put out after he went fucking raging Cajun, June 26, 2025. Literally, Karen Reed was just acquitted June 18th, 2025. And he had to issue this because he was acting like what? It was imploding. But now everything that we know is he had to play off as if him and Karen and everybody was great and dandy and fine. They weren't.
Reed with new planted evidence. They arrested me for asking questions of the people who were quite clearly hiding something. And they dragged Karen through 2 internationally televised trials. They chose to do that, not me. My newfound fame and monetary gain that came out with it was simply a side effect of their choices, not mine. I've spoken to Karen many times since she was acquitted, but I don't want to bother her too much because I'm sure she needs space. Think of what she just went through. 3.5 years of being framed and tortured by the most powerful people in the state, being defamed as a murderer, having every word she said taken out of context, and dealing with the constant...
He has never had to write a script. He can't even write... I'm sorry. He can't just say this. I've never had anything written for me ever. Okay. Unless I'm working from my notes when I'm explaining a case to you guys. Okay. I don't need to tell you my feelings on something, my gut, my heart. Okay. This was written. He's reading.
Anxiety of knowing that at the end of this, there was a chance that she could spend the rest of her life in jail, which would mentally and physically kill her parents. Although you can probably imagine what a horrible feeling that must be, you don't really understand it until you've lived it. 4 times I've stood in front of judges at the Commonwealth as they've sought to revoke my bail and put me in jail for 60 days over completely made up charges.
First of all, nothing has been completely made up charges. The 60 days was due to your relationship with Lindsay Gattani, okay? And how you chose to go over there and do whatever it is that you do with ratchets, okay? After you already were arraigned because you were indicted on December 20th. And so like you already had been arraigned and here you go. And then boom, Lindsay Gattani goes after that fact. And she had nothing to do with you being, had nothing to do with any of your charges that you are facing right now. And that's what's been convoluted this entire time. And he's finally having to not gaslight you guys anymore. And he's finally telling you guys that, yeah, Lindsay has nothing to do with anything. No shit. But that's part of the story on the whole, I was framed. Turtleboy was never framed. Turtleboy's tactics that he uses, that he's always used, have been illegal. It's illegal what he does. It's not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is for you to go and for you to tell how you feel about whatever it is that you want to talk about. You can call me every name in the book. You can call me any mean name, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's freedom of speech. He's not defending freedom of speech. That's not what he's doing. That's never what he was doing, ever. He was harassing and trying to influence and intimidate witnesses in a murder trial. His phones prove it. His own words and actions that were video recorded. And he knows what he can and can't do because he's had cases before this murder trial. And so he knows what he can and can't do because he's tried to get people on witness intimidation. He's tried to get people on influencing witnesses, wiretapping, HPOs, and all of this crazy shit. He has and knows that his blogging and YouTube channel is a weapon. And he knows that people have weaponized it, or what he likes to say is he allows people to weaponize him. He allows people to weaponize him. Him because he's the blog. Him because he's the YouTube channel, because he will go out and be your bully. And he'll bring all of his fucking turtle riders with him.
One time they succeeded, but all 4 times were anxiety-inducing hell. Being away from my kids for 60 days was the worst punishment I ever could have imagined. Talking to them on the phone from jail, pretending I was away on business, and not being able to truthfully answer.
The only person that has divided the Free Karen Read movement has been him from day one, because the movement was already divided before Karen Read was acquitted. But he's kept all of this from you. Karen Read and Aidan Kearney did not talk for 6 months before that acquittal. Okay. Why? Because they were being investigated and attempted to be indicted for Karen Read for witness intimidation, conspiring for witness intimidation. And I'm going to show you that this man has refused to stop talking about Karen Read since the moment of her acquittal. Okay? Like, focus on your case, get through all your shit, right? And then we can go off and do whatever, Aidan, okay? Because what you don't understand is that, and his attorney should be telling him this, If Karen Reed was to like tour around with him after she would have been acquitted, and they're going out and making, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars for these appearances, that is money that would be coming from the likeness of Karen Reed, and that would be able to be used as a way to actually jam up Karen Reed and him on the conspiring to commit witness intimidation and influencing witnesses, because what are you getting on the back end? What is your kick here? And in my opinion, the way that it has all flown legally is that Turtleboy has sold the merchandise, and Turtleboy was going to get all the merchandise money. Okay? And Turtleboy's going to get everything on the back end. That is incentive. He is an incentivized player in the game. That was where so think about this. It's like a layaway program for him. And now it should make sense as to why the fuck he has gone absolutely apeshit. Because everything for him was going to come after she was acquitted. But he doesn't get it. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer, okay? And you need to focus on your cases, okay? The cases that you have, okay? You need to get through all of that, okay? And then, you know, I still got to work, you know, I have my civil case here, blah, blah. But there are certain things that there is no way that we can do them together because of how the laws are written, the statutes in Massachusetts, and what they were trying to get Karen Reed jammed up for. And if a lawyer didn't sit down and fucking tell him this, which I have a hard time in believing that that's not the case. But the only person that has done anything to harm Karen Reed has been this man. He won't stop talking about her. He won't stop talking about the case. He won't stop talking about the insider info of them. He won't stop talking about the behind the scenes. And I believe he's doing it all on purpose. He is a man that needs to have power and control, and he does that with fear, not. He thinks people respect him. People don't respect him. People fear him. People fear him because he's gotten away with everything for such a long time. People fear him because he is so dangerous that he has no problem lying. He will write a blog and make up all of this shit about you. Okay? Why do you think he gets people to do stuff for him pro bono? How do you think that even happens? Because he has stuff on you.
Their question about when I was coming home was painful. Reuniting with them on February 23rd, 2024 was one of the greatest feelings in my life. I couldn't sleep that night as I looked at their pictures on the wall and promised myself I'd never be separated from them again. I thought I would never be.
Somebody that truly believes that and thinks that would never make the decisions that this man makes. Because he would have the same compassion and thought process for people and their children, other people and their children. He would value the child-parent bonding relationship. He doesn't value that. He doesn't care. He does not give a fuck about anybody but himself. But is that illegal? No, none of that's illegal. But what he has done, oh, fuck yeah. What he has been charged with, there's proof of it beyond any reasonable shadow of a doubt. He's recorded it. His phones are going to bury him. His devices are going to bury him. And I told you guys this. I said his phones are going to make or break him. And he didn't get rid of any of his devices. And Yannetti supposedly gave him a month heads up that you're going to get arrested. I mean, what a fucking idiot. Sorry, but what a moron. Okay. Guilty people probably get rid of their devices. He thought he was untouchable. He still thinks he's untouchable.
Happier when I got out of jail. But the truth is, I was never more scared. Just days after I was released, Paul O'Keefe and the McAlberts brought the woman who had lied about me and sent me to jail with them to a Karen Reed hearing.
This is the same thing that he does every single day. He goes to people's hearings, or he brings somebody with him so that Kate Peter can't go or so-and-so can't go. He's over here crying about the same game that he plays with everybody else. What's that saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay? This is the most hypocritical human being I've ever met in my entire existence on YouTube. When he flat out one day says this, and then literally 2 days later, it's the complete opposite. He just always is he's contradicting himself. He lies, and then he lies about his lies, and then he knows that he got caught, but he still lies. And then he just makes up different screenshots to make it seem like X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
For the sole purpose of having me charged with violating a restraining order. It worked.
No, actually, it was for the sole purpose of so that you wouldn't go and that you had to leave. That's what it was for. So they could be there peacefully and not be harassed. Again, guys, freedom of speech. What's freedom of speech? Anytime you go around this guy, he cries, well, he touched me. I'm like, this fucking guy touched me. He assaulted me. That's what he does. He frames people. That's what he's done in his past. He's used his kids. I cannot wait to play this clip for you guys from a couple years ago that he recorded. And it's disgusting. So trigger warning. It has to do with his kids. About his kids being raped. He wrote this language himself. He sent it to himself. And he put it in the name of a person that he was going to court with named Ryan Waters. Who the fuck does that? That is somebody that's not okay up here.
I knew that 17 days later, I would be standing in front of a judge who would have the chance to revoke my bail again, this time for 120 days. Imagine feeling the joy of being reunited with your kids after 60 days away from them, only to immediately be faced with the process of being away from them for another 120 days. It was the biggest tease ever, and I didn't truly feel free until the bail revocation was denied on March 14th, 2024. After that, they tried to have my bail revoked 2 more times, once over window intimidation and another over comments I made on my show about what I hoped would happen to the corrupt cop who knowingly participated in framing me.
Framing him. Framing him. He says that Tully framed him. He is absolutely fucking delusional. Tully did not frame him. Ask him to explain that to you on a live broadcast, how Tully framed him without using or saying the words Lindsay Gaetani. Turtleboy was charged with all of the things that he did from basically heavy in June, July of 2023. Lindsay Gaetani was not, like, if Turtleboy doesn't do those things, has the rolling rally and decides to say the stuff that he said to Julie Nagel and getting like the neighbors and to apply pressure and blah, blah, blah. Steve Scanlon, he recorded him without, he's just so lucky that hasn't, they could have still pressed charges on him and turn that into a charge. But you guys know what they were making a big deal about when you read this mega motion over here saying, where's the email that Kate Peters sent Brian Tully of the recorded phone call with Scanlon. It's like, are you fucking serious? It was what it was. So listen to what the fuck they did in this mega motion. It's disgusting. In this mega motion, because Turtleboy put up the Scanlon video. Okay? He put up the Scanlon video in September and had it up for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, right? And it was public. Okay? And then what he did is he either privated it again or he deleted it. Okay? Well, that video link, if you go read the mega motion, what they try to argue, Turtleboy and Mark Betterow, knowing it's a fucking lie, okay? Knowing it's a lie, tried to say that they created a fake link, basically. Not like that basically what Kate Peters sent Tully, oh, where's this link? It's a dead link. And so when Costco responded and said that these links are dead. They're dead links. Okay. Well, Turtleboy knows why it's a dead link. Because it's his link to what he put out there. Right? And he took it off. Mark knows this. This is what they're arguing and trying to make it seem like the Commonwealth is withholding the evidence. The evidence is in his phones. They went to get him indicted through a grand jury, okay? That's, you can indict a ham sandwich, okay? Tully knows what he saw. Tully knows what he pulled up. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not ever going to stick up for the Commonwealth. In my opinion, though, the people that looked the other way were the people in Massachusetts State Police, okay? They looked the other way for their Canton cops and the Brian Higginses, all right? But Turtleboy, he did everything that they said that he did. And it's illegal. And so to sit here to argue and say that it's free speech, it's a slap in the face to me, and it's a slap in the face to anybody that actually is a practicing journalist. This is not freedom of speech. You don't go and hunt down people. You don't need to weaponize your blog or your YouTube channel. That's not what freedom of speech is. Sorry. So that's what they were trying to say in that stupid fucking mega motion. It's a goddamn joke. All the money that was paid and put in, it's going to be denied in 2 seconds. It's already basically been denied. Did you hear what the judge said? Yeah. And he's basically telling Betterow, like, do you know how to lawyer? Because what are you filing over here? All right. The person that divided the movement was Turtleboy, because Turtleboy got broke up with. This is what he does all the time. He turns on the people that at the beginning, Karen Reed and her team aren't distancing themselves from me. Oh, they're not? Yeah, the fuck they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And they didn't do it after the acquittal. It was done after he was arrested. And then it was done again after he was arrested. And then when he was thrown in jail for violating his shit.
The feeling of standing in front of a judge, knowing that he has the ability to cause you the worst pain imaginable by taking you away from your kids again, is mental hell.
Is mental hell. He does this to every single person. That's all he talks about, is how he wants to put people in jail. If he was so successful before Karen Reed, why hasn't he continued on his life after Karen Reed? if what he was doing worked for him and he loves his job and what he does, then why the fuck hasn't he been able to move on?
I can't tell you the amount of nightmares I've had about going back to jail. It's on my mind constantly and will be as long as I'm out on bail. And these bad faith, corrupt law enforcement officials have the ability to lie and file motions that would take away my freedom.
Nobody's lying and nobody's filing and taking away his freedom. I played it for you in the beginning. What's worth it to you? His freedom of speech, he can sit there and say whatever the fuck he wants. His freedom of speech has never, not once, been on the line. Never. There was a hearing and they had him in there when after he was over there talking about how he wants to see Tully die and the way that he wants to see him die and all that shit. The judge said, yep, go ahead, bye. You understand? He didn't put him in jail. He didn't, revoke his bail. Because that's freedom of speech. You cannot go up to witnesses in any type of a case, okay, and harass, okay? What's your intent? What was your intent? And you just he keeps on telling you what his intent was. And wait till I play this clip for you when he did that little rotten mangoes coverage, and he pauses and he wants to talk about some stuff. I mean, the pure stupidity on this man. I cannot articulate it. I just have to say he's dumb. He's dumb. There was nothing grassroots about what Turtleboy did for Karen Reed. What Turtleboy did for Karen Reed and her team, they were not clean hands. They were not clean hands. Turtleboy was weaponized.
Too many times to count, I've woken up in the middle of the night kicking and screaming as I was in the middle of a horrible dream about being forced back to jail. It's traumatic, and I deeply underestimated what it would be like when I got out of jail last February. I'm not telling you this to feel bad for me. I'm telling you this because I know what Karen Reed is going through, as only someone who has lived it can truly know. I see a therapist regularly, and I highly doubt Karen has time to. What she's been through isn't normal. The smiles you see on TV and the confidence she exudes in public are her way of putting on a strong front. But she is human, and she knew that at the end of this, if she was convicted, that she would be the only one who has to go to the hellhole known as state prison. Although we're all happy for Karen Reed, keep in mind that the emotion she's feeling right now might be even worse than what she was feeling before she was acquitted. What she has lived through the past few years has been news and entertainment for us, but for her, it's been traumatic, and she may not even realize it until now. I don't know if she's having nightmares and random feelings of severe depression like I was after getting out of jail, but it would be very normal if she was.
How can he fucking say this in June of 2025, right after she was acquitted, within like 2 weeks, and literally then do what? He knew everything around him was blowing up. He knew shit was going to come out. Yep. And so what this man tries to do is he tries to get in front of all of the shit and tries to triangulate people. He tries to blame and frame other people. And what I mean by that is he set that whole recording up himself. You guys are aware of that. I think I'll just go ahead and just make this like I knew it when it happened. Turtleboy does all of this stuff to Turtleboy. He trolls himself. He spun and basically made what? This is what he does to the people that are close to him. Okay. He controls you by either getting dirt on you, or if he can't get dirt on you, then he will make a scandal. I'm just in a very interesting position because I took down people that did the same. This was their MO. They did the same shit in 2020 and 2021. And I burned it all the way down to the ground by myself. And I had like a 3,000 person channel. He recorded Karen Reed. Why? Why did he record Karen Reed? He recorded Karen Reed. He was the one with the recording. How did Karen Reed end up with it? He.
Life will never be the same for her after this. As for interviewing her, I've had many discussions with her over the last 2.5 years about being the first to interview her, but she never promised me that. It was always something I hoped for, but it wasn't something I thought I was entitled to. The fact of the matter is that she has lost everything as a result of this, including her job, her car, and her house.
Since he could not talk to Karen Reed, this was his way of talking to Karen Reed, this video.
She has to rebuild her life again, which means she has to make money. As much as I would be honored to interview her first, the fact of the matter is that there is likely a bidding war going on right now for that honor. I'm just a guy with an online news website, and I can't compete with what others would offer her. I don't have hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. I've discussed this with her, and I think she should make as much money as she can off of this. She assured me that after the first interview, she'd be happy to sit down with me. So
it's 2026. Has she sat down with him? She will never, ever, ever sit next to that man. Ever. She will never, ever, ever, ever be on the same team as that man. Ever.
So no, Karen Reed and her team are not distancing themselves from me.
You're right. They weren't distancing themselves from you. They already did.
Because they're worried about new charges or because I use foul language that they don't want to be associated with. In fact, I was the second person Alan Jackson called after his wife on the day that Karen Reed was acquitted. I was invited out to dinner with all of them that night.
Yeah, exactly. And then they thought you would go the fuck away. And you didn't. Because they had no idea truly how fucking psychotic this man is. This is the truth. This is the truth. He gloats about it. That he built all of this, and guess what? You need me, Karen. You need me. You need me. He gloats about how he built it up, and he's gloating about how he's going to tear it all apart. That is a sick son of a bitch. After he's over here saying that he knows what Karen has been through for 3.5 years, if he believed a word of what he was talking about the corrupt system, and he wants to be a part of something bigger than himself, no human being could ever do the things that he has done since the acquittal of Karen Reed and truly believe that. It's diabolical. He is a dangerous person with the internet. Without the internet, I'll fucking arm wrestle him any day of the week.
It's purely a business decision for them now, which I not only completely respect, but I think they would be crazy and stupid to blow that type of financial opportunity just to throw me a bone. Everything I did with this story was for justice for John O'Keefe. I might get a little carried away sometimes, and I definitely use foul language that my mother wouldn't like. But the fact of the matter is that an innocent man was murdered inside Brian Albert's house, and the people who did it not only got away with their crimes, but framed an innocent woman for it.
And it's just it's so ironic. Because but that's what you do. He has literally framed so many people. When he writes a blog and it's not the truth, he's railroading and framing them. It's literally, this is nothing new. The Karen Reed case wasn't like, oh, I'm doing some new thing that I've never done before. And no, his tactics, they've always been him. This is who he is. And that's why I wanted to show you that April 14th, 2023 video. That's what the fuck he did. I don't care about your views on that. And no, I don't think anybody should be throwing stuff down people's throats in school or anything like that. But his behavior there and being that way to people that are listening to a speaker and crying wolf and making shit up that didn't happen to him, he's a little bitch. He's a punk. Period. And how anybody would ever want someone like this to go to bat for you and to war with you? No fucking way. He is going to be the first person that is already fucking you before y'all start even the battle and the war. Because he's trying to work a deal so that he's on both sides of it. And then he'll pick a side at the end right before to see who the winner's about to be. And then he'll jump ship and be with the other person. That's the type of person that this is. He has no standards. There's no values. There's no integrity here. He is a shell of a human. There is nothing inside this man.
If this doesn't
Boy fits him so well. Because he literally is a shell with nothing inside.
Sufficiently outrage you to the point where you use foul language or want to get up in people's faces and ask them legitimate questions about why they murdered someone, then you're not understanding the gravity of what an injustice this was. I didn't do this for any sort of professional or monetary gain.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He wouldn't be literally since the verdict, June of 2025. It is now March of 2026. What has he done? Where is anything that he has produced? What has he done? When has he sat down and why don't you? He can't get on. I don't know the Late Late Show. He can't get on one of those fucking. I mean, the whole free Karen Reed movement was like a big. What he can't get on something like that and do anything sweet like that. What has he done? I'm asking. Think about this. What has he done since Karen Reed was acquitted? He bought himself a home. During the Karen Reed trial, the investigation into the Karen Reed trial, he wrote a check for a brand new Lexus in full, supposedly. That's what the search warrant affidavit says. He bought himself a house. What has he done since the acquittal of Karen Reed? What has he been working on? What is he bringing to light? What is he doing that he loves so much? He literally has gone after anybody that he's had a sexual relationship with, to the point that Meredith just lost her job. He's proud as hell of that, you know? How about this? You like were around her daughter. You were like I mean, put aside how you may feel about Meredith, but like, do you have any like that's that whole like parent, like, how about her kid? The whole Lindsay thing, right? He made up a ton of shit about that, right? She made up a ton of shit about him, right? And then now they're all like cool.
I didn't do this to get an exclusive interview with Karen Reed. I did this because I was outraged and couldn't remain silent. I am fine with whatever happens from this point on.
I am fine with whatever happens from this point on. No, he wasn't. What has happened since this point on? Oh, I sold out the Wilbur, Lana. You're not mentioning that. Yeah. What happened then? He knew what was coming down the pipe. If his own trial, if there was ever to be a trial for him, his phone extractions got out there, right? He knew it was coming. He because you know everything that you did, unless you truly like start lying so much that you believe your own lies. He knew it was coming.
I will continue to do my show and make public speaking appearances, talking about my coverage of the story. If and when Karen Reed is up for it, I'd be happy to sit down with her for an interview. But for now, I just hope that she does what is best for her and her.
Yeah, when we found out about the coverage of the Kearney Reed case, which was, wow, you lied the entire time, and you actually you were talking with Karen and her attorneys from jump. Y'all lied about it, and they gave you the information on the federal investigation. You published it, and then they used your publication to say that it was reported in the media, so that's why they could talk about it in open court and lie to so that was a lie to the tribunal. When David Yannetti said that we had no idea how are we supposed to know that's going on? Those were his words to Bev, and I literally can't believe it. That's what gutted me as a human. That hit me a little bit. But listen, I love Alan Jackson. I love David Yannetti. But it was a hard pill to swallow to hear that's just, I mean, that's not ethical behavior. And I'm not on board with, you don't fight corruption with being you don't need to do that. Okay? You don't need to do that. So, and then associating yourself with this fucking piece of shit. He's an awful human being. And I can't imagine that Alan Jackson is raising a daughter is thinking that this guy is who he'd be okay with his daughter ever one day dating. There's no fucking way. I know his wife would be like, get the fuck out of here. No way. The karma train is coming. And so then after this, he could have went on and had gone on if he's truly doing about like true crime cases and wants to make a difference and really expose corruption. He had this following. And what does he do? He's the type of person that ruins it all himself. He will blow up his own spot. He's been doing it. He's on borrowed time. So when you, the next part that I want to show is, again, just the pure stupidity of this man. He wanted to do and talk about it's episode 842. And it's when, let's see, 104.
that they wrote about.
In terms of
Okay, so this is the
not every eye, you better make no mistakes, you better not cut any corners, and that's where I step in. No matter who the citizen is, they're entitled to absolute protection under the Constitution, and I am, at least I like to think of myself and my team as the protectors. I don't know in advance what's going to be high profile, right? Then good. That means the system's working. This is a client because there's a chemistry there.
And I have another question before I get to Alan. For me, you're talking about you don't know if cases need to be famous. When you started with Karen Reed, was there any idea where Karen Reed would end up when you started it?
Actually, let me start it.
So good questions, both of them. To answer the first question first, it completely depends, right? It depends on what our staffing is. It depends on how big the issues are that we're dealing with at the firm, as to how many folks we staff on a particular case. I'm lucky. Again, I'm very fortunate. I've got some of the best lawyers in the country working for us, and so I can pick and choose, and I have to pick and choose. Sort of as a field general, I have to make decisions about this situation has to be dealt with in this silo. I have 2 or 3 lawyers that are really expert at that particular thing. May it be a motion writing, discovery issues, forensic evidence, things of that nature, and we'll decide amongst ourselves how we're going to staff up the case. Exactly.
You can call in some subcons
of experts, medical experts, forensic experts, computer experts, whomever. So that the staff
in the Can Cover Up series every single day, putting stories out there, putting that work in. I didn't stop. But if I had just written part 1 and I stopped right there, because part 1 was the biggest one. I had 500,000 page views on that one. And like nothing else came close. A couple others cracked 100 Gs, but nothing else came close to 500,000. So getting the word out there, right? Hustling, right? Finding new angles with this, right? That's what got people going. Like the first article got a lot of eyeballs, but you got to keep going. You got to keep your foot on pedal to the metal. We didn't stop every single day for the next, no days off. Okay. Just keep going, grinding every single day. I worked my fucking ass off. This story did not become a story on its own, right? This didn't just happen. Hard work was put into this. Research was put into this. Showing up was put into this.
research. Karen Reed, so now we know everything. Karen Reed gave him everything. There was no research put into this. Karen Reed and her team did everything. And then they just provided it to him. He did not do anything. He was just weaponized to do what? He also said that, I'm guaranteeing you that he said things like, because if Karen Reed's saying, hey, can you run a plate? You know, hey, what's that plate say? What's that plate? Did you get that plate back? Like, why would she think that he can do that? He doesn't work for them. He doesn't have that ability. Well, he must have told her that he could do those type of things.
Generating crowds was put into this. All of you out there came at different times, right? Most of you didn't read. Most of you weren't part of the story on April 18th, 2023. People came on later.
Not today, Satan 73.
A month later, 3 months later, 6 months later, 9 months later. Maybe you came on for the first trial. Maybe you missed the whole first trial. Maybe you came on and started following me in the second trial. But I just kept going. I'm the only content creator out there, the only one that wrote stories about this. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a journalist. This is a supplementary thing that I...
What has he wrote since the acquittal? I was dead when I heard this. I said, wait, what?
I do. My bread and butter...
This is supplemental shit.
...is writing.
My bread and butter is writing.
That's what I'm really good at, is writing. I'm a really good writer.
Yeah, so what he writes it, right? And then he just comes on the live and he just reads the blog and then he, goes into more, hoopla.
And when I put my mind to something and I write a story and I put it all together and I do my journalism, that's when I'm at my best. This is like a side gig, the YouTube thing. Okay. And the YouTube thing is how I made it fun, how I made it entertaining, how I kept public interest in it, it was a supplement to my writing. All right. And Alan's right.
He was maximizing on he'll tell you, he knows the algorithm. He knows that YouTube is owned by Google. And like I said, they know that. They know that using these people's names and hashtagging, and it's going to, hey, if you Google this person's name, this is what's going to come up. He was putting people, he doxed the living shit out of Sarah Levinson. Put her fucking nursing license out there, for heaven's sakes. Why?
like, because I was writing about this, because I was grinding, what was the effect of this?
Of making sure that he was reporting on it every single day. He was getting the word out there. That started to catch fire. And then one thing led to another, and it sort of self-generated and began to explode. And the next time I went out to court, there was, instead of 5 cameras, there were 25 cameras. And the next time I went to court, there were 50 cameras. And then the 100 people turned into 1,000, turned into 5,000.
It became a traveling destination.
It was
I talked
amazing.
to people who came from Ireland.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No,
who
we
were
had-
out there in lawn chairs and pink t-shirts.
Yep.
Thank
So,
you
I mean,
so
he's
much.
right. That's the way history is going to write this, is that first time he shows up to court, 5 cameras, 25 cameras, 50 cameras. Crowds outside. First time I'm outside on July 25th.
Lies. Why is he saying the first time that he was out there was July 25th? Of what year? Of what year, Aidan? July 25th of what year? He was out there for the first time May 4th of 2023. Why is he leaving that out? Why is he acting like July was the first time he was there when there was 5 cameras?
50 people, 50 cameras. This is that first time he shows up to court, 5 cameras, 25 cameras, 50 cameras. Crowds outside. First time I'm outside on July 25th, 50 people, right? Next time, September 15th, 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. There was over 3,000 people there for the verdict, man. Every day we have people out there. Karen Reed was never alone. That's the way the story is being written. And all these Johnny-come-latelys want to act like oh, we're the defenders of Karen Reed. We are the gatekeeper to Karen Reed. No, you're not, bitch. You're nothing. You don't forget the history here. Karen Reed and I might have a personal difference, right? Over the last 3 months. You will not replace me. That's not how this works. Okay. Karen Reed is not a prize to be won. Unlike you guys, unlike other people, I don't covet her friendship. I don't covet a pat on the head. I don't need to brag about having access to her because Karen and I did this together, right? One could not happen without the other.
Exactly. I cannot believe that he's saying these things. We did this together. Now watch what he's going to say.
I fully recognize that. We were a team, right? We worked in concert together.
Dumb. The dumbest thing you could possibly say right there, and he says it.
Like, that's not the anti is going to be like, you're saying that she's intimidating witnesses? No, because neither of us did that. Neither of us did that. Karen Reed was a source of information, a very valuable source of information.
She was your only source of information. Everything else was fucking theories with fucking, true crime groupies. They like to talk about theories. Okay.
Receipts. Karen Reed was the source of information, a very valuable source of information, who brought receipts.
She brought receipts. Jesus Christ. Yes, she brought the discovery. Of course she's bringing receipts. Except she never told you about Higgins. It's really unfortunate.
Who was basically a part of her legal defense team, right? Who was very generous with, information. Knew what kind of shit she could give me, knew what kind of shit she couldn't give me, knew what
Jesus Christ
could get her in trouble, knew what couldn't get her in trouble, right? I put the story out there, right? She didn't have a website. She didn't have a platform.
Exactly. There we go. Here we go. Keep on fucking. This is music to my ears because you are saying exactly what I've been saying. She didn't have a platform. She didn't have a blog. Exactly. And you, weaponize me. What do you want me to do?
I did. I put the story out there, right? She didn't have a website. She didn't have a platform. I did. That's where I came in. And one thing Karen Reed has said about me, even when we were not getting along, right, is, yeah, you have balls. That's what she always said about me. I tell people that you have balls, that you didn't give a fuck, that you weren't scared of anything, right? And it took a certain amount of balls to do this because I got arrested. Not a lot of people would do what I did.
And you know what, guys? That's incorrect. The correct statement is he should have been arrested so many other times. So many other times. Okay? So many other times. And there's reasons that he has not been, and there's reasons that he gets himself out of things. And it's the same reason that the Commonwealth, okay, gets away with corruption for all, like the Proctor, like doing the Sandra Birchmore shit, and then here comes the John O'Keefe stuff. You know, he was getting away with shit too. Until what?
And write the story. Well, I did. Exactly. But that is the hard, like, even if that's a hard.
Look at these two butt buddies. Even if that's a hard pill to swallow, be big boys and just take your medicine. What the fuck? Let's watch. He's about to go off now. Watch this shit.
Pill to swallow, be big boys and take your medicine. That is exactly it. You guys can be mad all you want. That is a fact. That is the way history is going to write this. Okay. You going on and kissing Karen's ass now and being like, oh, Karen, I would never call you a bad word ever. Oh my God, Turtleboy doesn't care about you. He said cunt. Oh my God, dear God, he made a joke. Oh dear God, he's such a bad person. I'm the one who likes you now. You know,
you're not a bad person because you said the word cunt. You're an unethical criminal, and you're just dumb.
I care about you, Karen. I really care about you. He doesn't care about you. He's trying to throw me under the bus, motherfucker. You think she's gonna forget the fucking history? Are you out of your fucking?
Who is he talking about? Who is he?
Mind.
This is not who you ever need in your corner. Okay, is a drama cheerleader who's a grown man who has more DUIs than fucking fingers.
Are you out of your fucking mind, son? You're gonna get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Oh, Karen will never talk to him again. How do you know I don't talk to Karen Reed? Is that what they say? How do you know I don't talk to Karen Reed? Huh? How do you know? How do you know, motherfucker? That's what I got to say about that, right? It's like, dude, give me a break. Give me and don't take my word for it. Listen to my man, Alan Jackson here. See what he.
That's what needs to change right there. Listen to my man, Alan Jackson. He uses Karen Reed's name. He uses David Yanetti's name. He is a name dropper. Okay. Fuck panty dropper. He's a name dropper. Okay. The biggest name dropper, my man, Alan Jackson. Fuck, he tried to tell me in a video that he did talk about that Alan Jackson says X, Y, and Z about me. Oh, really? Yeah, and Karen Reed said X, Y, and Z about me. Oh, well, I thought they didn't know who the fuck I was, so make up your fucking mind, you idiot. Which is it? It can't be both. Do they not know who I am, or do they think I'm an idiot?
Has to say.
Same thing. We had folks that would when we would drive up at the very end of the case, by the time it had gotten to its zenith, its highest point, from China, of Karen Reed and her team.
What a scene. I've got so many more questions on that front and where that's actually going, but I want to go. Let's go back to the courthouse. This is the.
And I understand it talks about it again at 54 minutes. Is that when the guy chimes in? Yeah, there we go.
Hey, Billy and Alan. You brought up. Yeah, you brought up Turtleboy, and I just wanted to, from Anne Dunlap, 1951. She says, "Thank you, Mr. Alan Jackson, for acknowledging Aidan Kearney."
All right, can we just take out before we get to this part? Everyone's like, I'm noticing in the comments, people are like relapse, call Emily. You think that's drama? That's not drama. That's me being proud of what I did, guys. You guys don't understand being proud, like and understanding the work you've done. I sacrificed for this shit. Okay, I worked hard. Karen Reed would agree with every single word that I just said. Every single word.
He's delusional. He is abso-fucking-lutely delusional. Abso-fucking-lutely delusional. Delulu University. Fucking graduating class every year. Aidan Kearney, come on up. Fucking go ahead. Speech.
I guarantee it. Okay. And that's the thing. That's the difference is that I don't need all, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't seek the approval of anyone. That's not what I'm here to do. I know.
Okay, right? Wrong. Now, I wanted you guys to hear that though. Did you hear what he said over there? I don't seek the approval. Ready?
I don't seek the approval of anyone. That's not what I'm here to do. I know what I've done. Okay. And I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of the work that I've done. Right. Being outside that courthouse on June 18th.
If you didn't do anything illegal, right? And you're proud of everything you've done, right? Then we shouldn't be spinning it to say that you were framed for something. This is where I'm going to land a gotcha moment. Think about it. If you are proud of everything that you've done and everything that you've done is legal, then how are the words I'm being framed coming out of your mouth? It should just be, I got arrested for doing X, Y, and Z. Okay. That I've never gone and done again. Okay. This is what I got arrested for. X, Y, and Z. It's all been recorded, right? This is not illegal, what I've done. Can't say that.
2025 was the most uplifting and biggest moment of my fucking life. Like, let's be real. It was bigger than my fucking wedding. Like, it's like big. It's like the like that was the fucking
Somebody else's fucking Karen Reed acquittal was bigger than his wedding. Thank God he didn't say his kid's birth. Okay. Woo.
zenith. That was it. That was it, man. And you guys are joking. Okay, I get it. But some of you guys might be serious. Like, but it's like that was it. I worked my fucking like that was it. Like that was the culmination of 2.5 years of hard work. All right. And
hard work. Hard work. You guys, all he did was create fucking literally like a landmine after a landmine for Karen Reed. Hard work.
Personal sacrifice. Going to fucking jail. I did not go to jail for Karen Reed. I want to put that out
Listen
there.
to this new spin.
For Karen Reed, the person. This isn't like I'm not some knight in shining armor that jumped in front of a fucking and it was like arrest me instead. That's not what happened. Okay. They arrested me because I was seeking justice for John O'Keefe.
They arrested me because I was seeking justice for John O'Keefe. Oh my God. What? I thought that they arrested you because you were arrested. I thought you were falsely arrested. And this is a false arrest, right? I'm so confused.
That's why they arrested me. Because when I went up to Jennifer McCabe and, Matt McCabe and, you name it, Colin, I never confronted Colin, Chris Albert, all these other douchebags I confronted. That wasn't for Karen Reed. That was for John O'Keefe. Okay.
Can't wait for him to say that on the stand. This fucking delusional man.
So I went to jail for John O'Keefe. I didn't go to jail for Karen Reed. I went to jail for John O'Keefe.
Even though that's what he was saying for the longest time. Now it's, I went to jail. I went to jail for John O'Keefe. What the fuck? You went to jail because you're an idiot. But you went to jail because you committed a crime. And you knew that they were crimes because you've been doing your same tactics for 10 years. For 11 years that you've been doing this. Can you grab that book?
Because John O'Keefe deserves answers. And every question that I asked these people didn't really pertain to Karen Reed as much as it did to John O'Keefe. Why did you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m.? She didn't Google how long to die in cold.
You didn't say, do you really think that you can outsmart John O'Keefe in his Ring camera? Okay. He's just so, the spin that this man, I'm telling you, the Lulu University welcomes yet again Aidan Kearney, come on. Every year.
At 2:27 a.m. because she was trying to hurt Karen Reed. She did it because she was trying to hurt John O'Keefe. Because she wanted him to die. And she wanted to know how long it would take for him to die. And they don't want me asking that question. These people are trying to cover up the murder of John O'Keefe. Karen Reed was the person they framed for it. Okay? She was an unfortunate victim of their corruption in the murder of John O'Keefe. But John O'Keefe is the one who's dead. And that's who I went to jail for. John O'Keefe. So don't ever forget that. I didn't go to jail for Karen Reed because a lot of people are like, and that was honestly one of the points of contention with Karen Reed and I. She kind of felt like I was telling people that I went to jail for her, and I didn't go to jail for her. I did not. I went to jail for John O'Keefe because I was fighting for justice for him and answering or asking questions that no one else would ask.
And prayers will be set free. Saying it was out there that there was from Ann Dunlap.
I love you, Ann Dunlap.
She says, "Thank you, Mr. Alan Jackson, for acknowledging Aidan Kearney, and prayers will be set free." Saying it was out there that there was some maybe everyone.
There's a lot of turtles.
Look at it was saying
Alan,
maybe everyone
look at all the
doesn't get
turtles in the chat section.
I'm
I'm turning my lap.
I do wish Billy didn't talk. I love Billy, but I wish he didn't talk as much during this segment because I really wanted to hear from Alan more. I don't know how you guys felt about this, but I really wanted to hear Alan just kind of go off of this because I'm sure he had a lot to say.
I like it. Good.
Look at all the turtles.
And there should be.
But I think they like hearing you, Alan, that you're reaching out and saying something about Turtleboy. I think there's a lot out there that maybe parties on both sides aren't getting along, but they like to hear the nice words that you said.
Of course. Yeah.
Where was the first?
See,
there was parties on both sides that aren't getting along. How embarrassing that is. There's parties on both sides. It's like, wait, what? That aren't getting along. Like basically, like Karen and Aidan, like, how did this even happen, right? Well, because Aidan thought that this was the Aidan show. Aidan thought he was on trial for murder. Like, this is my fucking life or something. Like, what? Like, he's delusional, absolutely delusional. And I completely disagree with everything he says. And how about this? Let me tell you something. If Karen Reed had an ounce, Karen Reed doesn't have to, like, why hasn't Karen Reed showed up to one of his hearings? Yeah, fucking right. I could tell you this. I guarantee you that Sheldon Jeter Jr. would be there for me. I guarantee you I could tell you that anybody that I've ever like did anything with on my channel and for Sheldon's mom, family, the Moores, I mean, you name it. They would 1000% be there. Karen Reed's like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. Because all of this is a lie of what you're saying that it was about. That's what Karen's saying. Fuck you, you rat. You fucking two-timing piece of shit. Fuck you.
Like that. See, that's what I mean. I love Billy. I want to hear from him there. I want to hear from Alan. That's a really good question. Listen to the question.
And so it's now I want to play something for you guys. And we're going to be closing out the episode then. This is, well, I promised you guys that I would tell you, told you to come back and you would know about the ending of the Mike Gaffney. Gaffney used the blog as a weapon against his political enemies. So he knows it as a weapon. His blog and his YouTube is a weapon. He said, okay. Oh, where was it at? So think about what happened in the Karen Reed case. With an upcoming election, we had to announce who we were endorsing for office. Turtleboy published an op-ed urging people not to vote for Gaffney or his wife for the reasons listed above. The fact of the matter is that he let a lot of people down by abandoning Worcester so he could drive around in his sports car in Florida. People had invested themselves in him because of what he represented and believed the Gaffney would be their voice on the council for years to come. So basically, it was like, here, not only can like we just not live, just, hey, we separate. Nope, I'm going to tell people not to, vote for you. Whatever. That's how he rolls. Same thing that he's doing for Karen Reed. He told people not to donate to Karen Reed. Okay. He has the same playbook. Okay. He wishes that he was Bill Belichick and that he could audible. He cannot. He does not know how to pivot. He does not know shit about shit. Okay. He has the same playbook and it's ridiculous. So I was like, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe something happened along the lines, that he used to be some great, I don't know. So I want to play something for you. Let's see. It was, oh God, who was it? It would be. Okay, here you go. Oh. This is 6 years ago. This is how he would open up his show. I like.
Because he seems to have gone off
Turtles.
the rails even for Gaffney standards. And Gaffney has a mistress now down in Florida. I think he's going through like a midlife crisis or something. He's got complete. I think we're off the Gaffney radar, which I never thought would happen. Oh, she's smaller than him, right? And I think about what she went through. You know, the horror she probably felt. Thank you, Brittany. Because of these idiots who sue me, right? So it's just me and Bristol now, right? Maybe we'll have we have North Shore on the. She's in a.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Me, coward.
What?
All right, you guys have any questions while we try to figure this out? Yeah, the heater's rattling a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, Leah Genduso, I have no problem. I've never had a problem with Leah Genduso. My problem is always.
He's crazy. I've never had a problem with Leah Genduso.
Then the system that allowed that to happen, right? She never paid a dime for. She had a seizure today. So you weren't there for her, right? Because you're never there for her because you're despicable. You're absolutely despicable. If my kid gets a fever, I'm there for them. It's for the better. It is for the better, right? Jay said he went to the old Candlestick and it sucked. Yeah, I would imagine that one it was not. First of all, like San Francisco is like, what else are people saying? The SJC, he really thinks the SJC is going to take his case. I mean, honestly, give me a break. Let's see.
This is 6 years ago.
She even messaged me. I mean, I knew Amanda was messaging everybody who's appeared on Turtleboy because I've seen it on other people that we've blogged about. This is what she's going to do now. She's not going to stop, etc. Also, I mean, guys, buy the new book, The Turtleboy's Naughty List. You can get it there in 3 days if you buy it on Amazon. Uncle Turtleboy's Lot. It's right on Amazon. The link is on every blog we publish. You're gonna love it. Trust me. Let's see. People are saying that might be a fake Amanda too. No, I think that's a real one. Yeah, I saw Abrams had a new video from jail. I haven't had time to listen to it yet, to be perfectly honest with you. All right.
Ryan Waters loses it in court.
Seattle is very expensive.
Amanda,
I mean, I went to Seattle once just because we took it from
shows up.
Turtleboy Facebook pages as well if you want to go, doing quality work. Check them.
I thought there was
turn this off 'cause
recording. Maybe I have to go.
get over. It was over a year later. He decided to start contacting me, threatening to sue me, trying to extort money out of me. And pursuing this lawsuit that cost me time and money because I had to pay for lawyers' fees. I won, of course, because it was an absolutely absurd lawsuit. And he had assistance from Gaffney, from Counselor Michael Gaffney, former disgraced Counselor Michael Gaffney, and they kind of became buddies that way. I don't think Gaffney's helping him anymore though, because he seems to have gone off the rails even for Gaffney standards. And Gaffney has a mistress now down in Florida. I think he's going through like a midlife crisis or something. He's got I think we're off the Gaffney radar, which I never thought would happen, but I think he surrendered. But Ryan Waters is not happening. He doesn't have a mistress or any possessions or anything, I don't think. So he will not be giving up anytime soon. He will continue to harass and just try to upset us and bother us because this is what this individual chooses to do. Now, months ago, in September, he filed for a criminal complaint against me. How a criminal complaint works is when you go to your local police department and try to press charges against someone, right? Well, if the police decide that a crime has not been committed, they're not going to file a criminal complaint for you, right? They see no probable cause. Oh, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate that. Food for Amanda's malnourished children says, thank you. If you go to the police department and they don't file a criminal complaint, you still have the option of going to the courthouse and filing it for yourself, and a clerk magistrate will hear it. And if you provide overwhelming evidence that there is probable cause to bring this criminal charge forward, then the clerk magistrate can essentially overrule your local police department that chose not to do that. It rarely happens because the court is now overruling the wisdom of the police, and it's kind of like skipping a step, right? It's very rare. And obviously, Ryan Waters, I haven't committed a crime, obviously, and this is frivolous. This is ridiculous. This is a form of harassment. I think the first time, don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure it was for witness intimidation. I want to say he tried charging me with. It was patently absurd. And so I went into court, and the two of us had a sit down with a lovely clerk magistrate. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it.
See that? He tried to charge me with witness intimidation. He did witness intimidate. Let me show you. Ryan Waters depositions. He knows all about this shit. This is all he's been doing for years. And that's why I was like, dude, what the fuck? This isn't this isn't a guy that was framed. This is a guy that's been doing this forever. And
Kate Peters, the one that wrote that story. So Sam, is the one that said that. All we were doing is quoting her. And apparently you can't do this unless it's true, unless the person actually said that. So we did. We quoted her, and the Supreme Judicial Court kind of overturned that one aspect of it, and we got to start from scratch again with this stupid case. But now I can represent myself because the company no longer exists.
okay, here.
I was begging for peace, and then I'm begging now. Why don't you want to talk to me? Do you actually believe the stuff you say about me? Yeah, I mean,
Look at this shit. So here's Ryan Waters, and he's saying that he's showing this.
narcissist to say that. I'm so nice to you, Sam. Just, like I was before. I'll let you, if you give me respect. Yeah, why the fuck would she respect you? You're the abuser. I will let you keep Lila full time until I'm rich again. Even then, if you're honest, I will let you keep her the majority of the time. Your silence worries me. I will be calling the DEA really soon if I don't get a response. That is the threat right there. Like,
these are messages between Ryan Waters and like his girlfriend, baby mama, or wife. Whatever they were. Okay. He puts these out on how he does.
That is that's why thugs in the house. Literally, what the stuff you say about me. Yeah, I mean, this is such abusive, manipulative behavior. I want to help you. When we hurt each other, we hurt Lila. If you attack me, what's the matter?
No, nothing. Sorry, my end.
Okay. Oh no. If you attack me and I use DEA or Social Security fraud or even file a stupid.
How is this newsworthy? How is this fucking newsworthy? I'm over here like, what is this about? He makes up bullshit about a fucking blog about ratchet behavior, which is he goes and finds police reports that have like that stupid shit or that's like fucking like druggies and Warwick queefs and fucking crazy shit. Queefs. He titles his fucking shit the biggest Warwick queefs of town. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And this is what he was.
The lawsuit, he's basically like, if you make me file a lawsuit against you, that our kid gets hurt. I'm going to threaten the fucking kid. Whenever
That's
you
such a cheap bullshit move.
I know. Is he the most evil fucking waste of space ever? Like,
no question. Like, no question. Who does that? You don't bring your kid in for shit like this. Like, and
right.
That's where he's like saying her name.
It isn't being brought in. You guys are putting this on a fucking blog. Anyways, so I'm over here just watching all of this shit. And somebody gave him this shit, okay? And then what he does, here we go. See, this is the shit he covers. Here.
Talking about my son's gonna die, they're gonna kill my son, they're gonna jump my son. Do y'all motherfuckers know who his mother is? Just wondering. Because I wish somebody would. Get your kids, ladies. Get your kids.
So fucking trashy. There were people like, dude, people were like, is this a slow news day, Turtleboy? Like messaging me all the shit. And she does these TikToks like all the time. Here's another one about her claiming that motherfuckers were calling a phone from the school.
Oh, when you find out what motherfuckers were calling your phone yesterday from school.
Kids.
But you didn't think I would.
Gotti. So she's 13.
Hey, TikTok.
Actually, let's see. This is the one with the sister with the vibrator.
So I'm at my sister's house and I needed a couple things, right? So I had a bracelet on. I said, sis, you got a pair of scissors up here? Mind you, we're on her bed. Ready? Check this out. Hey, sis, got a pair of scissors? She got me. Ready?
There's a baby right there for some reason.
And it's such a big
got the scissors. Hey, sis, where's the chapstick?
Right.
On her headboard. Hey, sis, you got the weed pen?
Yeah.
She got that too. Ready?
Doesn't look like
Can I
there's a
see it?
headboard there.
Okay, ready? Hey, sis. Got the vibrator?
No, you already know.
Ew. You share it? Oh my god. Yep. Give it to the kid. Make sure the kid.
Yeah, it's holding a kid there. That's normal. So, this kid, like constantly asking for money.
What the fuck? Who does this?
If your kid drive you crazy, blink your eyes.
Oh my
If
God.
your kid drive you mental, blink your eyes. If you wish you didn't have all these damn fucking kids, if they drive you fucking crazy, blink your eyes.
I'm gonna dent the other side of my head.
What the fuck is this? This is his business. This is what he was doing before Karen Reed. Is the verdict in? Guilty? Oh, wow. She was found guilty. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the gifted membership. That made my night. Yeah. I was just like, this can't be real life. Like, this is what he did. And I'm just like, how does... I don't understand. Like, and I'm like, now it makes perfect sense. Now it makes perfect sense because it's the same shit that he's doing now. Like, and it's like, here, go cover whatever it is you're covering, right? Well, this is what he was doing. It is what it is. And I'm like, I got it. I see. This is who he is. Like, yeah, I think at first he was going to say that Karen Reed was guilty. He was going to make her into a ratchet. Okay. And then shit, flipped out. So now I want to show you guys something. He basically wanted to turn the case into a big old ratchet fest. That's what he did.
But it seems as if experts get...
So
have had...
This is
Chris Albert is a dumbass.
Drops
There's
out
no
of
way that Chris Albert is
school.
sitting up there liking being on the board of selectmen. Like, he might like the prestige that comes with it. He gets to wear a suit for the first time in his life. But I guarantee he is like thinking about bullshit. Like, he's like, oh, you know, pussy. Like, he's like, I'd like to fuck Jill Daniels up here. Like, he's thinking about some raunchy shit.
What?
That guy. And I'm not just saying, he's made comments like that before. Former employees of D&E Pizza have said that to me. So he just, being on the board of selectmen is a boring job. Like, have you ever watched your local board of selectmen meeting or even a city? They're boring as shit for the most part. Unless you live in Boston or someplace like that where you have a bunch of crazy people like Kendra Lara on the city council. But for the most part, it's probably going to be a really boring meeting. Like it is. Like, Free Karen Reed is everywhere. People are writing it in the sand. People are putting it on flagpoles. Like, there are freaking yard signs with QR codes everywhere now. Like, this has taken on a life of its own, this story.
Yeah, look at class of 1994 best looking. That's Jen McCabe.
And it's just like, they see this happening and they see that once they saw Dateline was happening, like, oh, that's not good. That's never good. That's never good. And then they see, but I don't even remember life before Canton. It's been 4 months of this. It's been a roller coaster ride. A lot of you people are here. Like, we have over...
I don't even remember life before Canton. It's been 4 months. It's been a roller coaster ride.
For 20, how many people are watching? 2,100 on YouTube. We got another 200 fit. So we got like 2,300 people watching now. The live shows used to have 300 people watching. Like, yeah. So this, it's like
the live shows used to have like 300 people watching. Okay, and now look at,
can't even remember pre-Canton. And I'm like, what do we do after this is over? I don't even know. I guess we go back to talk about ratchets or whatever. Like, we'll still do some obviously investigative reporting. We've been doing that before Canton.
Exactly, you guys. This is when I was just like, holy shit, Lana. This was everything that he's doing now is what he was doing before. He's turned his whole, he's made content out of people that have been supporters, okay? Out of people that have been content creators. This is what he's doing. It's what he did before. And he did it to Karen fucking Reed. Unbelievable. But it's not unbelievable.
And we'll do that after, but it ain't gonna be the same. I'm gonna have to get used to it. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, like Fucci. Yeah, Fucci was the big talk. Like, that was entertaining. Mike Fucci was very entertaining. I'll give him that. The Fucci there. But yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have a lot more fun with this. I'll stop with Ryan his way. Sandra Birchmore. We're gonna get to that too. Like, we need to do a whole thing, revisit the Sandra Birchmore case. I need to go through. Like, I'm gonna look at that case so much differently now. If you're unfamiliar with Sandra Birchmore, she was a 23-year-old girl. She was a graduate of Stoughton High School, the neighboring town of Canton. And she went through this Explorers program.
Canton Roulette Part 1
of the board. So I wanted to talk about the controversy that's going on in your town and why you rolled your eyes at that very nice lady who was just expressing what's going on.
Ready?
You have reached John Conley.
Hi, John Connolly. This is a random fucking citizen calling you. Just want to see what you're up to right now. Want to talk about the controversy that's going on in your town and why you rolled your eyes at that very nice lady who was just expressing her opinions and asking questions of the board. So I wanted to talk. Maybe you're not aware of it. See, there's this thing called the internet. I understand a man of your stature probably really doesn't know how to work the internet machine, but on this internet thing, there's people from all over the world who are talking about what's happening in your town right now. And it's not good news. It's actually the opposite. It's really, really bad. And you're sitting next to I don't know if the guy next to you, they call him Chicken Parm Charlie. That guy killed someone. I don't know if you know that. He literally killed someone. And now it looks like his son might have done the same thing too. So it runs in the family. I don't know if you're aware of that. But he also called me a loser. I came to stimulate your economy one day. I was going to buy his mediocre chicken parm. I'd be the first. And he kicked me out of the store. He called me a loser. And then some other lady wore a free Karen Reed shirt to the Waterfall Bond girl. She's trying to stimulate the economy. And guess what? He calls her a loser and accuses her of giving me a blowjob. Did you know that, John? Yeah, that's happening in your town. So you got to get on this, John. So, I just want to talk about this. I'm thinking about coming to a meeting soon. I'm not a random fucking citizen, though. I'm a little bit more. I'm an award-winning journalist. I don't know if you know about that. I'm an award-winning journalist. So I'm going to have some questions for you and for your buddy Chicken Parm Charlie. And I think there's going to be a lot of people there. Like you're going to need a bigger town hall. You're going to need a bigger town hall. So give me a call back when you get this, pal. And, take good care of yourself. You look like you're in great shape. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Karen Reed hit John and killed him. You freaking get money off of this. You are a sick human being. Do you know that?
So what evidence can I ask you something? What evidence?
Turtleboy, what the fuck is your name? Fucking Aidan? What is your name?
My name's Aidan.
Clarence or Aidan?
Aidan. You can call me Aidan. You can call me doctor.
No,
But
I want to call you a dickhead because that's what you are.
Okay.
You are a piece of shit. Do you know that?
I disagree.
Okay, and you taping me because that's illegal?
I said live to tape. Yes, we're live to tape. I've said that.
You're late. You're live. Okay. Well, let me say this right now to you really quick, okay?
Okay.
My nephew and Brian Albert and Jen Albert are not fucking guilty. Your little good lover that you're banging or you fucking want to bang.
Who?
Guess what?
Who?
Karen.
You think I want to bang Karen? That's why I'm doing this?
Yep.
Birchmore killed herself as well. And also, why is he still on?
Okay, so then he calls somebody else. Let's see who this is.
Please leave your message for 5088462.
Michael Lank. I've been trying to reach your husband for a while. This is award-winning journalist Aidan Lank, the wife of Michael Lank. I've been trying to reach. Hi, this message is for Trish Lank, the wife of Michael Lank. I've been trying to reach your husband for a while. This is award-winning journalist Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy Daily News. I want to know, I was looking to find out, what did Jennifer McCabe call your husband about at 8:38 in the morning? And what did she say? And when you brought him back to the house at 34 Fairview Road, what did they talk about? And also, why did he respond to the house if he wasn't on duty? And why did he immediately assume that Sandra Birchmore killed herself as well? And also, why is he still on the force if 20 years ago he was involved in a lawsuit with the Lalapito brothers, whatever their names are, and he again clocked in on duty after being 4 beers deep and decided that he was going to arrest a couple of people to defend Chris Albert. Kind of weird. So if you could give me a call back, or if Mike can give me a call back, that would be great. Talk to you soon. Bye. So we'll see. Calling some randoms, dude. We're doing it. Okay, we got another one here. Got another one. Okay. They're all warning each other right now. I'm telling you. They're all like, don't. He's calling everyone. I just have some questions. Killed my brother-in-law, who I didn't even like anyway.
To an automatic voice message system.
I'll try one more time. I don't have Helena's phone number, but if she's watching right now, so Helena watches every episode. So Helena's like, he's going to call me next, isn't he? If somebody wants to send me your number, I'll call her. This is old school. Yeah, nothing.
Automatic voice message system.
Right there.
50.
Old school TV tonight. I love it. You see that? This is who he is. So when he wants to say, I only got arrested because I was doing this to these people, like, no, you've always done this, right? Okay. But people have to like be a witness in a case, right? For witness intimidation. And here they were in a high profile murder of a Boston police officer. Okay. So him calling up random people and talking to them, and they're not involved in a case or whatever. Okay. He wouldn't have caught any charges. Okay, if he wants to just call up ratchets and fucking put them on their channel and they can talk about how they fucking do drugs and watch their kids and shit like that. That's what he thinks is great entertainment. Here, these people were witnesses to a Boston cop, and it was during an investigation and obviously during 2 trials, but
849.
they all know that old Turtleboy tonight, love it.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, this message is for Erin O'Keefe, the wife of Paul O'Keefe. This is award-winning journalist Aidan Kearney calling from Turtleboy Daily News. I'm calling because it came to my attention today that you called a local business in Taunton that was selling some yard signs to help Karen Reed's defense fund. And it appears as if you called them up and harassed them for that. And I'm wondering why you did that. Now, it's strange that you've never tried to contact me, seeing as I'm really leading the charge here for the free Karen.
I'm really leading the charge here for the free Karen Reed. Why didn't you call me? I'm the one that's leading the charge right here. Like, oh, Turtleboy. I thought about it. I think I'm going to do a mock trial for Turtleboy. I think I'll play Cosgrove.
Reed movement, and instead you're going after some poor lady who's just trying to run her business and just believes in Karen Reed's innocence and is trying to help her out. So I'm wondering, why you're doing that and what your hatred for Karen Reed comes from. And I'm also wondering, when your husband Paul was arrested for DUI 3 years ago when he almost killed that elderly man drunk driving in the middle of the day, I'm just wondering why Karen was the one who bailed him out of jail and not you, because you're his wife. So I'm just wondering why you did that. I'm also wondering, when was the last time you saw John O'Keefe before he died? Did you and John get along? Were you friends? Did you ever babysit his kids? Did you ever spend any time with them? Because John took those 2 kids in, and he's a single guy. You guys are married. You had
This is absolutely ridiculous. He's allowed to talk and say whatever the fuck he wants about these people, about the case, about what he thinks is going on in the case. He can do and say whatever he wants. This is like legit. He should be so happy that Aaron O'Keefe didn't get involved and Paul O'Keefe didn't get involved. Can I be Bradle and just be disgraced? I mean, how do so many idiots back him? Well, we're actually uncovering the fact that he's bought a lot of subscribers, live comments, views, and yeah. So we're going to be pulling up some figures and showing you guys that, because you can track all that stuff. And when you have the ratios that, yeah.
a stable thing. Why didn't you take them in? You didn't even try, did you? So I'm just wondering why now you not only pretend, and I don't want to, I know you guys are grieving. That's a big thing. I'm told we can't talk to you guys or be mean to you because you're grieving. And I'm wondering, what part of the grieving process do you go around and start harassing local businesses for selling yard signs for innocent people? Is that like step 5 of
you guys know that? You guys really think that Aaron O'Keefe did this? No, he creates these fake situations and then gets outrages everybody. Okay. He should go fucking be a crisis actor. All right. He can practice in jail. He thinks he's going to jail. He can practice for the next 20 years in prison and be a crisis. Can you imagine him? And holy shit, get a hold of his fucking jail calls, his prison calls. Kate showed him buying subs and views 6+ years ago. Nothing new with him. Well, I think he's even continuing to do the same thing now. But you know how you can tell? You could tell, well, we'll get into that a different day.
The grieving process. Are you almost done with the grieving? Or is this a sign that you are done? Or is this just grieving? I've never been in a situation before where a house full of people killed my brother-in-law, who I didn't even like anyway, and left him on the lawn to die and then framed an innocent woman. So I can't relate. To your scenario. So just
you understand this is harassing. Aaron O'Keefe was a witness in this case. This is I mean, why are you calling Aaron O'Keefe? Why? Do you really like, I mean, where's the line? Even just like the morale, your own morale line. It's not about feelings, you guys. This is just about like personal self standards. Completely unhinged. And for him to sit there and say that the lawyers had like tailgate parties for this, basically, they would all watch these. The fuck? This is embarrassing.
Give me a call back when you get this. Bye.
What does this have anything to do about the case? What are we learning about the case here? 4 months in. What the fuck is this episode about?
Where's the money? That's another thing I like to know. Where's the GoFundMe money? Where's the $370,000 that was raised for the Furbush children?
It's none of your fucking business.
That your husband was the beneficiary of. That I would like to know that too.
Why?
Because Karen.
Because that's your business. We would like to know how you paid for your house. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, who does he think he is? That's not newsworthy. That's not. I mean,
these are bad people at all. I think we should have a conversation with them.
What?
Like the 17-year-old who answers the phones. That's what they're saying to this woman. Like, I don't deal well with bullies. That's the thing you people don't know is like that you people should know. It's like, I don't deal with bullies. Like, you guys are the bullies. Like, you saw Jill Daniels there. I bully the bullies.
He's insane. He's so full of shit, but he believes his own shit. I bully the bullies. The fuck you do? You were so scared when Jay Brill got up in your fucking little little Tweety bird.
Yes, bye.
Little shakes.
Oh yeah, and also, where's the money? That's another thing I like to know. Where's the GoFundMe money? Where's the $370,000 that was raised for the Furbush children that your husband was the beneficiary of? I would like to know that too, because Karen Reed set up a trust fund for them, a couple $1 million in it. They're financially taken care of. They're going to collect Social Security. Those kids are in good hands. And then Paul was the beneficiary. I'm just wondering why the trust fund was not the beneficiary. Like, why didn't that money go to them? Why did it need to go in Paul's hands first? I'm not saying that Paul took it all. I'm not saying Paul took it all and spent it on himself or whatever. I'm not saying that. But it's a lot of money. And is there any accounting for it? Or are we just not allowed to ask that because you're a grieving family who harasses small businesses? And we didn't even talk about that. So there is a business in Taunton, it's around the Taunton Lakeville line. Great people run it. And they support Karen Reed. And so they had a big thing today where they were giving away, like, I think it was like 50 buttons. They ordered like 50 buttons from our store. And the first people got them for the free Karen Reed buttons. And they're also selling the yard signs. And they almost sold out of those today. And a lot of people went down there. And poor Erica, the owner of this business, is just harassed. And like, she was like, a couple people called her. There was one other person that called her too.
Who was
get that number? And they said horrible things to this woman. They didn't even say it to her. They said it to.
Who cares? Who cares? Are you the Fifi fucking police? I don't believe any of this. And you want to know what I do believe? He trolls his own people. So this is the move that he would make. Hey, call up. Wait, who's doing stuff? Okay, yeah, fuck with them, troll them, and then we're gonna show people out here. Look at what they're doing to somebody that's just trying to do something nice. That's who he is. He creates fake accounts, and now he's probably the one that messed with this woman that was doing the fucking signs. And I hope that the Commonwealth goes as far as to show that shit. Because his device made accounts. And those accounts were fake accounts. He was operating them, and he was, like I said, attacking people to create this fake outrage that he would come and then use on his shows.
Her, like the girl, like the 17-year-old who answers the phones. That's what they're saying to this woman. Like, I don't deal well with bullies. That's the thing you people don't know is like, that you people should know. It's like, I don't deal with bullies. Like, you guys are the bullies. Like, you saw Jill Daniels there. I bully the bullies.
Let's do a little.
But they basically, they said, they did the whole thing about like, oh, we used to go here a lot, but we're not going here anymore. Bullshit. You've never been there before in your life. Whenever somebody says that, they've never been there before in their life. And they said that they gave negative reviews over it. So by the way, it's called, I don't want to get the name of this place wrong. So I think it's the Star Drive-In in Taunton. Go say something. Give them a good review, will you? Go give them a.
Julie Albert would be my first witness. The Commonwealth calls Julie Albert.
Good review. Even if you've never been there before, give them a good review. Be like, it's freaking great here. Love it. Best place in the world. Because they've never been there either. And they gave negative reviews. So we need to give them positive reviews. Let's answer their negativity with positivity. And Aaron was apparently very aggressive towards a 17-year-old, by the way. These are the people we're supposed to feel bad for. Oh, no, he's a grieving victim. And then they're harassing 17-year-olds. And they said that they demanded to know from the 17-year-old girl, why is it free Karen Reed when she's not incarcerated, but she should be? And basically telling her, like, you're a bitch, like, fuck you guys, and called a few.
You understand that, like, who the fuck does this? Who says, hey, these fake Facebook accounts were threatening people online to create outrage towards the O'Keefe family or to any of the witnesses? This is fake outrage. You guys think that the O'Keefes were creating accounts and going after people?
Times.
Why isn't he?
And they didn't. That's her phone number. I've verified that. It's
What is
Aaron
he
O'Keefe's phone
holding, a
number.
piece of
So
paper?
just wondering, Aaron, I know you're watching right now because your husband watches every episode. And we can have a conversation the next day outside of court. Now that I know that the grieving process is over and we're on to the harassment phase,
we're on to the harassment phase. I mean, this guy is he tells on himself for everything. This is him. He did this.
number. So just wondering, Aaron, I know you're watching right now because your husband watches every
That's what him and his mods do. He creates the fake accounts. Then he goes into his mod chat, okay, in these little fucking groups, and he's like, "Here, yeah, go act like you found this and send it to me, and then I'm gonna send it to my lawyer." He creates fake evidence because he fabricates evidence. This is diabolical. I never watched him. Okay. This is not how I found out about the Karen Reed case. I'm actually a true crime follower, creator. There's cases that I pick, and they're usually cases that involve corruption.
episode. And we can have a conversation the next day outside of court. Now that I know that the grieving process is over and we're on to the harassment phase, we can have a longer conversation about why you're doing that. And, you know, just how much you loved. Tell me the 5 favorite things you loved about John O'Keefe. Tell me your 5 favorite memories of him in the last year before he died. Tell me the 5 things that you and John did together and talked about that you will remember, because I know you guys were so close. I know you guys were so close. Yeah.
And he's being sarcastic about that. So think about this. He was told things by who? Who would know that? Well, who's his only source? And then he would go out online and use that information to literally go at Aaron O'Keefe. For what purpose? For the purpose of harassment, intimidation, gang mentality, weaponizing his blog to get people to, he's inciting hate. The moment that I saw that him and Will, the Glare, were like in communication, I said, oh my God, Will's does nothing but drama shit. He's an unethical piece of shit. He's a liar. He's a drunk. He's a shitty dad. He's put his hands on women. And he's a fuck. He's lazy as shit. He's a baby. And he's got the most disgusting teeth I've ever seen. I could not imagine what his breath smells like. His little fucking yellow chiclets. Him and TB, fuck.
Now that we're doing it, now that we're doing phone calls, I got another one. You know, we never talk about, and I don't think these are bad people at all, but I think we should have a conversation with them. When Ryan Nagel pulled up behind Karen Reed that night, he was not driving. A lot of people think he was. He was not driving. He was in a truck with 2 other people.
A lot of people think he was driving because you put out the information and you never specified that. You were the only one with the information. You were the information gatekeeper, okay? And you chose what information went out and what didn't. And what made a blog and what didn't.
Well,
and this is why what happened after the waterfall bar until you get to 34 Fairview is so fucked. Because you suck. Because you didn't vet anything. You didn't do your journalism. You little fucking foo-foo baby. Someone was spoon feeding you every story because you didn't do anything.
Ryan Nagel is a great witness for Karen Reed because he said that John O'Keefe was not inside the car, not outside the car. Therefore, he had to be inside the house. Case closed.
He didn't say John O'Keefe wasn't inside the car. Like, listen to him talk about this. In fact, what it is and how you would. First of all, he didn't know who the driver was. He could not identify who the driver of the vehicle was, but it was a female. And that all he saw was a female in an SUV.
And we never talk about these two people. So let's see if they got something to say.
Yeah. Let's call up Ryan Nagel.
Hi, is this Richie? Hello? Hello? Oh, he hung up.
Richie.
Bad connection?
So he didn't call Ryan Nagel. He's calling Richie, you idiot. Or is it Ryan?
Hello?
Please leave your message for.
Okay, so there's that. Let's try the other one.
Well, he just fucked
This
up.
was Ryan Nagel's girlfriend at the time. They've broken up.
Okay.
She's got to say.
Maxton.
She was in the truck though.
So let me get this straight. The first time, if you're an investigative journalist, the first time that you're going to try to call, like when I'm helping like a family with a case, okay, or I'm helping like truly in a case, this isn't how I fucking do anything. The first time that you're calling people to actually like talk with them, to actually help in a case, are you out of your fucking mind? How is this helping?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 508.
Okay, we'll call her another time. So I just thought maybe I'm not. Those are good. Those are like they're useful. They're not bad. Those ones. Jill Daniels, was that the greatest call in the history of Turtleboy? Like that's up there. The Jill Daniels calls. We're gonna be referencing the Jill Daniels call for decades, man. Like remember the Jill Daniels call? That shit was nuts. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me read a couple turtle chats here. Man, we got a bunch now. I got to bang through these. All right, here we go. First one's KC sends $10. Says, "Hey doctor, we know she didn't do it. So when she hit John with her car, when she hit J.O.'s car, wouldn't there be pieces in her driveway?" A lot of people have said that, but I can't be. First of all, the Canton police are the ones that said there was no, or the state police are the ones that said there was no taillight in the driveway, so we don't know that. Number two, if you look at the video when they're coming out, it's really not much of a break at all. And number three, I've seen a lot of people show pictures of taillights on Lexuses when they break, and they invert in, so like it wouldn't even come out.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Helena Rafferty, Chief of the Canton Police Department. I can't get your phone call right now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll get right back to you. Thanks.
Hi, Helena. This is Aidan Kearney, award-winning journalist from Turtleboy News, calling you. I assume you're watching my show right now. I had no idea you were such a big fan until you talked about me a lot on your show the other night. But you also said a lot of things about me that were really untrue and unnecessary and, quite frankly, hurtful. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. I just want to ask you some questions. If you could just give me a call back. I'm just wondering, like, why did you want to talk to everybody outside instead of just addressing the citizens of Canton directly? Like, you were right there. You weren't even facing them. You said that Jennifer McCabe is being targeted, harassed, and intimidated, and that she's some sort of victim. So my question for you is, are you aware that Jennifer McCabe was being investigated by the FBI, that she has been grand juried on May 4th? And if Jennifer McCabe is indicted, are you at all worried how silly and stupid that your speech is going to look in defense of Jennifer McCabe if, in fact, she was involved in the murder of John O'Keefe, which all of the evidence certainly points to? You tell us to wait till this plays out in court. It has. I'm not sure if you've seen the court filings in April.
Okay, right there. You guys, this has not played out in court. Okay? Like, this has not played out in court. This was done, what's the date here? Fucking A. This was 4 months after he started. This was August 12th, 2023. You guys see why he's got arrested?
Filed by attorney Alan Jackson that showed that Jennifer McCabe Googled how long to die and called at 2:27 in the morning and then
So let me get this straight. He knows that, because remember, he was given information that he shouldn't have had, but he thinks Jennifer is being threatened and harassed, right? And so he thought, I'm going to call the police chief and leave this message
Hi,
on
reached
her
the voicemail of Helena Rafferty, Chief of the Canton Police Department. I can't get your phone call right now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll get right back to you. Thanks.
Like, he can come out here and, do you understand freedom of speech? So freedom of speech, I can come out here and say, hey guys, whatever the fuck I want. He's picking up a phone. And so he's making contact That is a direct act in engaging in contact with these people.
Hi, Helena. This is Aidan Kearney, award-winning journalist from Turtleboy News, calling you. I assume you're watching my show right now. I had no idea you were such a big fan until you talked about me a lot on your show the other night. But you also said a lot of things about me that were really untrue and unnecessary and, quite frankly, hurtful. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. I just want to ask you some questions. If you could just give me a call back. I'm just wondering, like, why did you want to talk to everybody outside instead of just addressing the citizens of Canton directly? Like, you were right there. You weren't even facing them. You said that Jennifer McCabe is being targeted, harassed, and intimidated, and that she's some sort of victim. So my question for you is, are you aware that Jennifer McCabe was being investigated by the FBI, that she has been grand juried on May 4th? And if Jennifer McCabe is indicted, are you at all worried how silly and stupid that your speech is going to look in defense of Jennifer McCabe, if in fact she was involved in the murder of John O'Keefe, which all of the evidence certainly points to? You tell us to wait till this plays out in court. It has. I'm not sure if you've seen the court filings in April filed by attorney Alan Jackson that showed that Jennifer McCabe Googled how long to die and called at 2:27 in the morning and then deleted it and then called her sister twice. And they picked up the phone and they talked for 7 and 9 seconds at 6:07 and 6:08, and she deleted that as well. So I'm just wondering if you...
Without Nicole's phone records, you cannot say that that's accurate. What is Lana's channel? Oh my God, wait, what? Look at that.
Aware of that? I know you're obviously a
what
police
is
officer,
Lana's
so
channel?
you must know how to,
Who's
solve crimes,
Lana?
and these are things we call evidence. So if you could just give me a call back, I'd love to talk about... You said you'd meet up for coffee. I'd love to meet you for coffee. So give me a call back when you get this. Bye. Okay. Jillian just deleted her Facebook. Oh, she does that all the time. She'll be back. Trust me. She'll be back. Let's talk about Alina, shall we?
Alina.
Stupid. Now, she was going around handing out things to people at this meeting.
So again, all of this is fine. Like, this is freedom of speech. Like, doing this, talking about and saying whatever the fuck you want here. Okay. Awesome. This is this is called picketing a witness. You cannot do this.
Okay. Anyway, juice with it. All right. So it's so scary. I hope Jennifer survived the horror of all that. Oh, she wasn't done.
Site.
Oh, horrendous.
Me to address the issue.
Oh, no.
She is worried about how it may incite people to act moving forward.
Hey, stop it.
As crystal
Stop
clear
it.
as possible as I continue with my comments to our residents. I embrace the fact that we live in a country where people can have different viewpoints.
Oh,
I
yeah.
respect everyone's right to voice those viewpoints
Viewpoints.
under the First Amendment. I
Sorry.
can appreciate that some people have questions on the O'Keefe case based on the limited information they have seen thus far. However, what I cannot accept is witnesses. Let me repeat that.
Witnesses.
These are residents who have not been charged with any crimes, being bullied in their homes, at their children's
Oh,
games, or on vacation, all under the guise of the...
First of all, like...
Yes, all under the guise of the
Now,
First
she was going
Amendment.
around handing out things to people at this meeting. People. We weren't doing that.
Wait.
Like, the intent of interfering with other neighbors.
Oh, here we go. Watch this.
By the way, it
He's
says that
reading this.
they really couldn't stand that we were in the neighborhood calling out their neighbors. By the way, it says that whoever with the intent of interfering with, obstructing, or impeding the administration of justice. We weren't doing that. Like, how are we getting in the way of justice? We weren't impeding.
Section 13A, whoever with the intent of interfering with, obstructing, or impeding the administration of justice, or with the intent of influencing any judge, jury, witness, or court officer in the discharge of his duty, pickets or parades in or near a building housing a court of the Commonwealth, or in or near a building or residence occupied or used by such judge, jury, witness, or court officer. Do you guys see that? Shall be punished by a fine of not more than $5,000 or by imprisonment for not more than 1 year, or both. He is guilty of this. This is exactly what he did. I had no idea that he just read this out. Jesus Christ. Oh, let me mark for my mock trial here, 147. What an idiot. On October 2nd, 2023, he's in text messages talking about that he hopes that he gets arrested. They would be so badass if he gets arrested on October 2nd, 2023. There are text messages.
The administration of justice, like at no point were we like, hey, Jennifer McCabe, you better not testify. That would be one thing. If you were like, you better not fucking testify. We're like, Jennifer McCabe, we got some questions for you. We want you to testify.
No, actually, you didn't. You didn't even go up. That's the other thing is you weren't asking any questions. You guys, he wasn't asking any questions. That's the thing that he forgot to do. He forgot to go knock on any doors. Who decides intent? The fucking jury decides intent.
Want you to talk.
And his phones show what his intent is. His own videos show what his intent is.
Please explain why you Googled how long did I call. That's all. Why'd you do that, Jen? We're doing the opposite of that.
She's going to do that at trial. She's going to do that at trial.
With the intent or influencing any witness. No, we don't want to influence. We just have questions. So like for the chief of police.
1000% when he says that he was, I hope that the neighbors of Julie, his intent was to have the neighbors put some pressure on Julie. He says those words. I told you, Lana, he wanted to get arrested. Oh yeah. Because he thought that he's like, oh yeah, let them, like, they're going to arrest me for, he's like, that'll just be just like Karen Reed. And then I'm going to make a shit ton of money and I'm going to be rich. Okay.
To be this stupid and ignorant of what the law was. First of all, you knew, so we have questions. So like for the chief of police to be this stupid and ignorant of what the law was. First of all, you knew what we were doing. We announced when we were coming. Why'd you let us do it if it's against the law? Why are you now saying it's against the law? And guess what, Alina Rafferty? We're going to do it again. And you know what you're going to do about it? Nothing. You're going to do nothing about that. I fucking dare you to arrest me, Alina. I dare you. I dare you to put me in cuffs. I double dare you. Because the content that will come out of that, I will gladly take a charge for whatever bullshit you want to fake charge me on. Try it. Oh, make me a martyr. I dare you. I dare you. Let's dance. Let's dance. Anyway, so there's that. So she obviously is stupid. What did she say in that video? One thing.
Additionally, we have an elected library trustee.
Oh, the library
which of
trustee.
noon today was still listed as a co-administrator on a social site that is allowing residents of our community to also be disrespected.
So that's not even the John Justice Keep. She's talking about a guy named George Como, the brother of John, I believe, who runs, they kind of co-run the Canton Confidential page, which it's like a small page with like a few thousand people. And I think it's like the alternative to the other main Canton page. You know how Facebook works. Somebody starts a townie group, some asshole becomes the administrator of it. It becomes lame. And then there's always the...
You guys, that's just the picketing. Okay, so he's guilty of picketing. He picketed all these witnesses. Like, he's guilty of picketing. Okay. He's guilty of the statute. Then you go to witness intimidation. Witness intimidation it goes based on what the case is. So if it's a case that's punishable by X amount of years, then that's what you're facing. So in this case, Karen Reed's case was a life imprisonment case. So his witness intimidation goes from 10 years to 20 per person. 20, it's double if it's 20 years, up to 20 years. And that it was a Boston police officer's case. That is what you would call an abrogating circumstance. Okay. And you could try to mitigate your, like, again, it enhances it. So this motherfucker, okay, is so stupid. Okay. And he did it all literally for clicks and views, for money, to make a documentary, to be somebody's bully. Okay. Now, I find it hard to believe that that David Yannetti does not know what picketing and witness intimidation and witness interference. I find it hard to believe that David Yannetti does not know what the fuck that is. But I don't care what they know. I know what he knows. And I didn't know that at first. I had to do my research on who is Turtleboy. Who is Turtleboy? Well, what better way to find out who fucking Turtleboy is? He wrote a goddamn book. Okay. And it's absolutely like literally he just tells on himself with everything that he does. But he goes over everything and he talks about how he manipulated the system all these years and how he fabricates evidence and yada cum yada. And here, Helena Rafferty is absolutely correct. He's disguising and making this big to-do and acting like this is his First Amendment right. It's his First Amendment right to do exactly what he's doing on his blog right now. Nobody prevented this man from talking about the Karen Reed case or talking about Jen McCabe or whatever little fancy fucking thing he wanted to sit and twirl and fucking talk about. Okay? But when you are threatening to go to somebody's, first of all, Colin Albert, I'm going to go every single day to your practices. I'm going to go to your games. I'm going to fucking sit out there and do this at your campus, at your college campus, and for the purpose of humiliating, blah, 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 all those things. Colin quit the team and quit school. What, Lana? Yeah. So when a judge hears that Colin Albert didn't go back as an athlete and back to college, this ruined his life. That's how it's going to come. Now think about this. All the jury decides is, hey, are we going to be able to get 12 people to say that he's guilty? Well, they found Karen Reed guilty of a DUI based on the statute. Okay? Based on the statute, did he do these things? Okay? Yes. And then it's the judge that's picking, well, what is he going to be sentenced to? So we're going to hear all these counts come off, and it's going to be guilty, not guilty, not guilty, 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 not guilty, guilty. So all these things, we're going to go all of his counts, right? And then at the end, the judge is then going to see the counts that whatever he's guilty for. And next to each one, there's going to be a year next to it or months, however he was going to do it. Like 36 months for this one. This one's going to be, 72 months. All the witness intimidation ones, I'm giving you 10 years. So, and then is the judge going to say that these will run consecutively or concurrent? So if they were to run consecutively, that means you're going to serve your 36 months here. Okay. And then after you're done with that one, then you're going to serve your 72 months. And then after that one, you're going to serve your 10 years. Okay. Like that. Now, the research that I've been doing, I believe that these are all going to run concurrently. Okay. They're not going to run consecutively. I believe that he kind of pretty much did it all at the same time. But like I said, he continued like that whole pizza shop thing, going back over there and how he got the charges with Chris Albert, because it's all the different times that you're doing it, or was it kind of all done at the same time? Okay. And so what I just see happening here, and that's why I said at first I thought maybe, he would just serve a couple years. And I'm like, no. I think they're going to find him guilty on 1,000% Colin, 1,000% Julie Nagel. I think 1,000% going to the lacrosse game. And then all the picketing. You got all that. That was the Julie Nagel. Then the Julie Albert, 1,000%, because Julie Albert had the text message with John O'Keefe and shared Turtleboy's link. Karen shared that with Turtleboy because she got it through. So this is what happened back in 2021. Because Karen got John's extraction report from the phone and found out that John had John shared with Julie a Turtleboy link. Okay. Well, Julie wrote back to John, Julie Albert writes back to John saying that her biggest fear was to end up on Turtleboy. Okay. This was shared with Turtleboy. Karen shared this with Turtleboy. And Turtleboy then comes out and tells everybody about it on his fucking shows. So he knows that this is a fear of hers. And what was his intent? If you know that somebody, my God, my biggest fear, well, if you're going to go ahead and do something on Turtleboy, then your intent wasn't to fear her, like to cause her to be in fear because, oh my God, like emotionally and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah. But that's why I would start with Julie Albert as my, I would either lead her off because I think it goes well with the whole flowing of the chronological order of events. I would go Julie Albert and then Chris Albert because they had the relationship with John. Then I would go Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, and then Colin, Julie Nagel. I've already thought about it, how I would string him up if I was a prosecutor, and the order I would go with my witnesses, and I would call Karen Reed as a witness, and I would play the clip of Karen Reed admitting that Turtleboy was harassing the witnesses. She says it in an interview, and I would play that, and Karen Reed, I think, will be a witness for the Commonwealth. I'll be shocked if she's not. Absolutely shocked. Karen Reed won't be able to claim the fifth. There's no, well, I take that back. If they're pursuing still, she may have an interest to plead the fifth. If they're still pursuing the conspiracy, then she could plead the fifth. If the Commonwealth wants her as a testifying, cooperating witness, I think they will leverage with her and say, we'll give you immunity on that and you testify against Turtleboy. And I think that she would take it. And if I was the Commonwealth, that's exactly what I would do. And if I was Karen, I would take the deal.
Offshoot one. Every town is like this. And Canton's got Canton Confidential, like the other one. It's like the Boston Herald Facebook group of Canton Facebook group.
This man went completely rogue. But here, I didn't even know, because I've been doing a lot of research on this man because I'm such a big proponent. I cannot advocate enough for our First Amendment, but this is not First Amendment. This is disguised, absolute criminal, fucking menacing behavior from a man who is dangerous. He is absolutely dangerous. Anybody who has no fucking moral compass, no boundaries, and he would lie, steal, and cheat from his own fucking mother. Okay.
And I guess some guy named George he's just an admin. They were, as long as he's not. If I said it, show me the blog where I wrote that. I'll gladly take that part out. No problem.
Why? Perhaps because it would bring into question the veracity of his many other allegations.
I picture that.
And theories.
Pick that. What she's saying there is like, he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? No one's thinking that. Nobody gives a shit. Like, oh, everything he's saying must be a lie.
To sit back and wait for all sides to be presented. How Aidan
Can't Facebook groups. And I guess some guy named George doing right now, even if they were, as long as he's not the one doing it, who gives a shit? Or even if he is the one doing it, who gives a shit? That's how freedom works, stupid. You can say whatever you want on the internet. It's free speech. You're allowed to have opinions. Just because you're picking up board Jennifer McCabe doesn't mean you're not free.
Dehumanized with innuendos,
outright falsehoods,
half-truths, and bullying comments.
Imagine that. You allowed half-truths. How dare you? You can only allow full truths. You're not allowed. If you're an admin on a Facebook page, little do you know, it's against the law for you not to allow, for only allow the half-truth. You got to allow the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Comments, I might add, that if were made in a school environment, would and should have every resident in this town in an uproar.
But it's not made in the school environment. These are adults. And how would comments like Jill Daniels, what kind of...
Look at him. Listen to what she's saying. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Listen. Shut up.
Be over here. What's this one?
This case thus far, I use the word sensational.
Ooh, sensational.
When you Google that word, the first definition to pop up is causing great interest. Ironically, the example used in the definition is a sensational murder trial. My statement expressly asks for people to sit back and wait for all sides to be presented. How Aidan Kearney aka Turtleboy, manipulated my message was certainly not how it was intended. However,
I
as with
manipulated.
many things in this case thus far, Aidan Kearney has shown that his perception is not the reality of the situation. And here's a few examples. Aidan Kearney falsely reported that one of my children dates the daughter of Jennifer McCabe.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who cares? I don't even remember saying that. It's like, I've said a lot of things. I've reported a lot of things. We're doing a whole murder thing here. Can we stick to that? Nobody.
Exactly. Can we stick to that? Do you hear this delusional fuck? Can we stick to that? You don't stick to it. You've made this into a ratchet. Like, he literally turned Karen Reed into her case into fucking hillbilly heaven. It is a fucking, it's a trash. It's a fucking trailer trash fucking hillbilly heaven. He created that. There's no class here.
Nobody gives a shit who your kid's hanging out with or dating. If I said that,
nobody gives a shit. You fucking reported it because that's what you do.
That and it's not true. My bad. I hereby retract it. I don't give a fuck what kids are fucking what kids in your town. I don't care. It's not my primary concern. But you focus on that in order to deflect from the things that actually matter. You fraud. You fraud. No one cares how your stupid kids are hanging out with. But I don't believe you either. I also don't believe you. This sounds very personal with Jen, like you're good friends with her. You know, there's something that doesn't sound right there.
I wouldn't.
My children
He's
have
just
never,
blowing up his
ever
spot.
met
Ever.
any of the McCabe children.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
Responsible journalists would have fact-checked that.
Ooh, I'm not
It's such
responsible.
it's such easy
Responsible
information to
journalist.
confirm. And still, to my knowledge, that has
Yeah.
not been retracted.
Okay,
Nowhere
it
has Aidan
retract.
Kearney stated, "Hey, folks, mea culpa."
Well, like nobody ever told me it wasn't true. If I made a mistake, feel free to contact me and tell me that, and I'll take it out because I really don't give a shit. Nobody cares about
How
that.
about this? Who told you? Who even gave you that information? Because you don't fucking fact check shit.
That part. I don't even remember saying that. If I
That's because he probably doesn't. He just lies. He sensationalized the fuck out of this, but trashy. Fucking hog heaven, fucking hillbilly heaven, ratchet, rogue. He is the biggest ratchet rogue motherfucker that there is.
That it?
And he's gonna be somebody's bitch in prison. That's all I know, man.
Show me the blog where I wrote that. I'll take that. I'll
He
gladly
better
take
be
that part
giving up his Twinkies and commissary.
out. No problem.
Why? Perhaps because it would bring into question the veracity of his many other allegations.
I picture that.
and theories.
Like pick that. What she's saying there is like, he's lying about this. What else is he lying about? No one's.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got so much shit wrong. So much shit wrong in the case. And no, I don't think that Karen Reed's guilty. But you fucked so much shit up.
Thinking that nobody gives a shit. Like, oh, everything he's saying must be a lie because my kid isn't fucking Jennifer McCabe's kid. This is the chief of police. Imagine your town is run by someone this stupid. Your police force is run by someone this stupid. Oh,
You guys, he literally proves to me why his comment section and why his live chat section, the stuff that they talk about and the stuff that they say and what they think's like hilarious. You guys, the IQ that he has literally cultivated here, it's yeah. You know, literally, you know how they said anyone could be Karen Reed? Anybody could be blogged about. Okay. This could be you, this could be your kids. This man needs to not have, like, you take weapons away from people, right? You take when you're a felon, you can't have guns. I'm sorry, he's gonna be a felon, he should not be able to use the internet like this.
must be horrible. I feel so bad for the people of Canton. Imagine going. This is your police chief. This is so.
About
I live in a real
and that
town.
It's a weapon that you can weaponize it. I'm sorry, but if parents can be found guilty of second-degree murder in Georgia because of what their kids do, then we can fucking take the internet away from him. Because that's the same type of logic for me.
We have like a good police chief here. He's like well liked. His wife's gonna be my kid's third grade teacher, hopefully. She really wants her. If you're out there, Mrs. Sherblom.
Which is a fucking idiot.
To you, for your salad dog. Can you imagine?
He's a gaslighter. He's an insider. He's a fucking inserter. And he's so fucking boring. His life is boring. Literally. Trust me.
Bunch of middle-aged people. Oh my God. Like, look at the, oh no. Those guys are those are some killers right there. Look how dangerous those people are. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Look at, oh no. Oh, how did the Tata kitten ever survive? Look at the, Jennifer McCabe was just, those women are bloodthirsty. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jennifer McCabe's having flat. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so scary. It's so scary. Like, oh, it's the greatest hits. What is this? Look at this. It's, oh no. Oh no. Jennifer's fearing, guys. She's fearing. Look at this. Oh, it's so scary. So scary. Oh, this is my favorite Dylan song ever, by the way. I could never get tired of this song, ever. Like a rolling stone. Can you?
You know what the sad thing is that there just wasn't enough court dates. Okay? There wasn't enough court dates. If there could just be more court dates, you guys can be gathering outside the courthouse. Okay? All of this could go on. Go get a fucking baseball field. Go get, I don't know, do your standouts. Okay? Think about it. And I showed you guys what the standout looked like in September. There was fucking 6 people there. Think about it. Why did the standout that I just showed you guys at the beginning of the show have literally 12 people at that? They had, I'm sorry, it was October 22nd. It was 10 days after he got arrested. They had 10 people standing out. But for this rolling rally, which he says that he just posted about it right before it all happened. I don't buy that for a second. Not for a fucking second. This type of numbers can't just drop everything and be like, oh my God, look at Turtleboy's out there like fucking such a fucking crock of shit. And I think it's in the phones. So, I am all for exposing corruption. Okay. But we can expose corruption without committing crimes. Tell me he did not get arrested for anything that he put out there to get the story out and to use his blog to get the story out. You guys understand that? This is sensationalism. He wanted to be the story. He needed to do the rolling rally because Court TV was covering the case. 20 mics were out there. 50 mics were out there. He needed to stand out so that Karen Reed kept coming to him because why aren't you just giving this up to, Ted Daniels is there. Ted Daniels is fucking awesome. I think Ted Daniels is legit. Lana isn't poking anything. I'm showing you how this person is not a man. He is a bully. He's a criminal. And he's been doing this since he started from day one. His tactics are the same as they were before. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about me. He doesn't give a fuck about Karen. He doesn't give a fuck about Alan Jackson. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody but himself. He doesn't give a fuck about his kids. If he gave a fuck about his kids, he would have completely changed his ways when he got out in February. Instead, what he has done to Karen after that, what he has done to Meredith after that, what he has lied and manipulated and made people think that situations came out like, X, Y, and Z in this certain chronological order, it's lies. He's created false fucking narratives for all the shit around him. He's fabricated every piece of everything. Oh, I was getting hacked. Oh, this, oh, that. It's always somebody else's fault. He creates fake account after fake account. And he knows what he needs to get in front of because of what he created like a year ago. He brags about that nobody's ever been able to take him down. You know what I'm going to love? Is that Turtleboy got taken down by Turtleboy. Exposing who Turtleboy's been his entire career doing this. He's always been a bully. He's always been insecure. He does not have an original bone and an original thought in his body. He can't debate with facts. He can't stay on a topic. I challenged him. I said, $1,000 your money, $1,000 of my money, 2 hours. Any questions you want to ask about the Karen Reed case, your own case, any fucking case. And then whoever gets more super chats at the end, the other person pays their $1,000 to that person. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. $1,000, Aidan. That's what I thought. Oh, what a fun challenge. Of course he won't. All right, guys. Well, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. That's when I always start my birthday celebration. The 17th. My birthday's on the 19th. I'm half Irish, half Italian. I'll be there for the fucking mega motion. The mega piece of shit motion. The mega motherfucking joke. Aidan Kearney and his lawyers are trying to push back this trial. He was arrested in 2023. There's murder trials that happen quicker than this fucking bullshit. It's 2026. And they're trying to actually push this fucking thing out to 2027. But guess what? The judge was like, get the fuck out of here. We should be going. What do you need? This isn't like a whodunit case. Turtleboy's not saying that that's not him on the camera. What's the problem here? The problem is you're just stalling. And your fucking lawyers keep taking all yo money. What kind of expert witness do you need? He keeps lying to everybody, talking about that Tully fucked with the Cellbrite download. Get the fuck out of here. The hashtags match. He's so full of shit. I don't know what his beefs were with other people in the past, and I'm nobody's fucking puppet. I'm nobody's fucking bulldog. I'm nobody's anything. I am truth and transparency, and you will not exploit people and lie to mass numbers of people and let them think that you are something that you are not, to the point that it causes harm for other people. All he does is bring hate to people. He posted the audio of a hearing that he had with Kate Peter about something to do with Aidan wrote a blog about kids molesting kids. He's a lying sack of shit when he wants to write about, and that he got papers from like basically FOIA requests because it's public information. He lied. You can't get that type of fucking information in filings that is like in family court with get the fuck out of here. Who do you think you are to, it's kind of like the days of when J for Justice did that to Critical K back about talking about that Critical K fucked her son or some shit like that. Who the fuck do you people think you are? Whoever he would ever write that about and say that about is absolutely delusional, is diabolical. How you could ever think that you could write that? Why would you ever do that to a kid? He won't be able to handle any of my questions when there's a camera in his face and a calm person asking him the 12 loaded questions I have. But the biggest thing saying, was it worth it? Was all of this worth it? Do you know what the word discipline is? How can you fight corruption by being corrupt? That's your message. Well, you caught how many charges for fighting against corruption? For being the same as Michael Proctor? Michael Proctor lost his job, right? You want Michael Proctor in prison? You're about to lose your job. You're about to lose your whole channel. YouTube, as soon as he gets those charges, he's done. He'll lose his whole entire channel. It's gone. He will never be able to be on YouTube again. You might as well start screen recording everything you can of his, because literally he will lose his entire channel. He should. And if Alan Jackson and David Yannetti and Karen Reed support Turtleboy, when they actually sit down and they look back and they say like, yeah, wow, I get it. Karen Reed was framed. Awesome. Just because somebody does something to you or other people, you don't go two rights don't make a wrong, right? And if anything, Alan Jackson and the lawyers know that. So going at Allie McCabe, he just posted the other day and put Allie McCabe's college, I don't know, like program picture up there and wrote whatever. He attacks women, children. He attacks moms, single moms. He attacks people that he thinks are weak. He will never go after somebody that is above him, ever. Because he has no self-esteem. None. As parents, we pass on traits to our children. If I hear Turtleboy say the name Alan Jackson and my name ever again, if I hear him say my name with Karen Reed ever again, and if I hear him try to endorse hate speech upon me or reputational harm upon me with any one of the lawyers or Karen Reed and the lawyers will have to answer for that. Because I will be demanding a public statement from your fucking errand boy. Because he's weaponizing their names to try to cause reputational harm to me and telling people that I'm mentally ill. Have you lost your fucking mind? You have no fucking idea who the fuck I am. But I think you have a little bit of a clue. We'll see you on the next one.